If the strats aren't working, someone's going to have to just pop off and step up. And today was Vince and Ethan, and tomorrow it's going to be Tarek and Cirque, and then maybe it'll be me the next day. Who knows? But we just got a lot of skill on this roster, and that's what I love about this team. We can either beat teams with strategy, or we can just outskill teams.
But can that beat the best in a best of 5 here at Katowice?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Son, as well. Congratulations. Well, we know that these guys are not going anywhere for now, and some boys who aren't going anywhere, of course, the guys on the desk. So let's head over to them.
Whoa.
We could go somewhere.
We could go somewhere. Where we could go is into the discussion about this next series, which is something I want to jump into really quick. We don't have much time to talk about the vetoes right off the top, but we are going to be talking about Astralis Vitality. What maps we playing?
Oof, I hope we get more Nuke and Vertigo, so Rush
nice,
to observe some more of that. No, I really enjoy those maps. Overpass, okay. Something that Astralis have been leaning away from.
Got your Vertigo.
There we go. Astralis picking it, right? So that one right there is actually going to be a pretty good game because Astralis picked Vertigo into who am I thinking? It was one of the names over there. No, that was it. Complexity. They hid the map. And then Astralis picked it into them, I believe, and it was a trap, and Astralis lost. So I don't think it's the same kettle of fish here. It might be a little bit different this time around.
First of all, who's trying to eat a kettle of fish? I just need to know.
I don't know. Something about fish in a barrel, kettle of fish.
Okay, yeah, I can understand. That does make sense. What is your take on this one, Jacob, before we go to a break?
I think it's going to be a close game. I know that you and Matthew probably lean towards Astralis in pretty heavily fashion. I think Vitality is a great team, and I think Saivu, when you have him on the server, and he's been playing well throughout the all the games against Astralis, it could be a close one. Given the map as well, we're probably going to see all three.
Oh, no. Two
maps. If we're looking at Jacob's predictions for the day, probably not.
What's your problem, dude?
I have no problems. I'm just stating the facts and looking at the VODs, which is what we're going to do, or what you can do over there at ESL. So this back for 1 second before we jump into the game. Obviously, who's going to be the heavy hitter out of these two? There's a lot of stuff riding on these boats.
With Vertigo coming up, that's the map ZywOo doesn't actually pop off on. This could be a problem for him. Device is a bit of a master of it. He kind of defined how the ARAM should be played to the AWP. ZywOo still finding his form. He'll still have a great game. He always does. But I feel like this map pool, this is my boy. He's taking it home. We got this.
I kind of knew that was coming. I really did kind of feel that. Alex, I think there isn't enough time, but you get about one word. Just give me one word for why ZywOo is going to win.
Because he is ZywOo.
And he's perfect.
Good enough for me. Alex not necessarily want to kiss ZywOo, but I will see you guys around here. Thank you so much for your time. We'll head back over here to where I'm going to also pretend to work with some more successful people. We do have Maniac. We do have Sponge, or Sponge, which is not something that you want to call him. I promise you that.
They don't like Andy and Momo. I don't like Sponge, and I'm sure lots of people don't like certain nicknames they've got.
I don't like the drop bears, and those things kind of scare me.
They are pretty scary.
Let's talk about this matchup. First of all, Maniac, welcome to the desk for the first time today. Let's talk a little about your French friends and what you plan to see here. We know what maps we're going to.
Yeah, we know, and actually, we can talk about the map a little bit. These were surprises to me. I mean, the fact that we end up with Overpass and Vertigo as two maps of that matchup doesn't really bode well for my French friends, to be honest. That being said, they did the job against NIP. It wasn't super sexy. It wasn't super clean. They get the 2-0. They get the confidence. But maybe the mountain's just a little bit too high in front of them.
Maybe they're thinking it's ESL 1 Cologne in 2019 because that's a map that Vitality actually beat Astralis on back then, right? So when you look at that run, they made it to the final. They lost to Na'Vi. It was a map where they found success. Maybe they think there's a recipe there where they can try and do something similar. And there was a patch for Astralis last year on Overpass where it was looking a bit dodgy, right? They were just getting exploited towards that B bomb site with their CT side. Teams were just walking in and aim mapping them. They've had a lot more diversity added to their CT side now. You can go back and watch the Cloud9 game from yesterday. They walked all over them like NIP are doing as well. So that probably means nothing. But Vitality must have something in store here. They must have a weakness that they see because you wouldn't be picking into a map you haven't played competitively for the past 3 months otherwise.
Maniac, would it be fair to say when you look at Astralis, and if there's one thing we've learned about them in at least the beginnings, or if not even the end of last year somewhat, that this team is beatable?
Yeah, but I don't really agree with that. I think they're beatable when it's okay for them to be beatable, right? I think Astralis is the best team in the world at being strong when it matters the most. And there is no point arguing that whenever they hit like a major, a tournament that is extremely important, IEM, there you have it, they're always good, right? And this is the fact. I expect Astralis to be Astralis when it matters. And we are exactly here. And yes, the beginning of the year wasn't that pretty. They go to London, they drop 2 series. To me, it plays into their hands because they come in here and they're ready.
Chad, I want you to briefly tell me very quickly why Astralis can walk away with this one, if that's where you're putting your money.
Yeah, I think them getting to start on the CT side here and seeing how assertive that they can be now, you're going to see a lot of different mixes here, spawn-based stuff where they're using all these setups they have and using the map to their advantage. And that's going to be a way that they can lock Vitality out of this. Vitality's way to open the door, obviously through ZywOo.
I'll just point one player for you at home for Vitality. Keep an eye on Shux, right? Because on the B side, on the B side, when it's T sided, then that's when he used to have the biggest impact. He used to have a lot of freedom, a lot of opportunities, a lot of responsibilities. And he's the player, when you look at the stats in the past 3 months, he's the least performing player in Vitality. He's going to have a lot of responsibility. And if he doesn't show up, that's going to give a lack of balance to the map.
Would you agree, Chad, with what Henry said about Vertigo and the AWP in ZywOo's hand?
Look, it's a more difficult map to have free reign with the AWP, but it's still a map where the AWP can be potent. It's a map where actually I start to worry about Astralis because of how they define the way they want to hold that A ramp, and teams seem to be working that one out. So knowing what they do, if they're not continuing to evolve, if they're not continuing to adapt, first of all, that's not really Astralis fashion, but that's one way that teams can actually beat them if they're just doing the same old, same old. People are up to their level now. That blueprint they've set, well, it's ever been copied by everybody, and I think Vitality have even more support staff than they do.
Yeah, Astralis having just that capability to set the tone, give the presence that they are in the server and they are here to play. That is certainly something to look out for. Overpass, Vertigo, Nuke. Those are the 3 maps of this upper bracket semi-final. We're going to be jumping over to the casters and jumping right into this first map. Take it away, Henry G and Machine.
It would be my absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. That's, of course, your analysis, setting the scene so perfectly for Astralis versus Vitality. I'm Machine, I'm joined by Henry, and this is a much-anticipated matchup. And Overpass. We haven't even seen Vitality's Overpass. As the desk have covered, it's time to see if this curveball pays dividends early. First shots traded out, as ZywOo will start his advance towards short.
It's a full commitment towards B at this point. You can see Vitality just trickling through. It's only Alex is on the bomb side, though. He is isolated at this point, trying to find that first key frag towards the side. Not going to happen for them. It's a 4 versus 3. The flanks coming as well. The bomb goes down. dupreeh, he pretty much shuts the entire round down here. RPK removing the equation as well. It's a very clean round from Astralis. Both teams focusing on aggression towards the B side. It's Astralis pushing off towards short and only giving 1 frag away. Lovely stuff. A good CT start for Astralis here. No bomb planted. And it looks like the 4 spies coming in from Vitality.
Yeah, that looks so convincing. I mean, it's rare you see so many CTs charging short so early in the round, and even more rare to see 3 Ts battling them. We had a very early brawl towards the water pipe, but into the second, and as you've already acknowledged, the force into the Deagles, Kevlar, and a stack of nades. 4, in fact, seems to be the priority nade of choice.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where they use those towards the end. You can nade towards the boost spot towards B, see if you can get an opening frag. We'll see whether they got that in mind. There's that grenade just mentioned. Ooh. And it's not done any damage, but the M4 certainly will. That's towards Monster. Glaive will find Apex. He'll be taken out of 0 and 2. Now 5 on 4 and long. Under the remit of Vitality is going to be Alex, in-game leader, who sends his teammates up towards short, but they are going into the meat grinder at this point. dupreeh has got a low HP. Shoxy in front of him. Should be on for the 3K here, no problem. Bomb goes down, and the round is now done. There we go. It's going to be a clean one from Astralis once again. Only giving up 1 frag. It's got a lot of money going forward. It's a full eco for Vitality. Shouldn't be much to talk about in round number 3, Alex.
Yeah, dupreeh farming some cash as well. He's sitting on a very comfortable 5.1 and actually choosing to spend it and invest it into the 3rd.
I don't mind that too much. He knows that he could buy an SMG this round and maybe throw some money away. It's pretty much a guaranteed round for them up against Deagles and PD50s, no armor, no nades. He'll play a very passive round. He doesn't need to get opening frags and just work with a buddy. He'll be dupreeh at this point, the double D combo, making their way towards the bathrooms, as we'll see 3 players on the T side go and challenge that position. So Device fancies a bit of background aside, heading towards bathrooms, but like I said, he's going to hold defensive lines here. Doesn't want to overcommit and potentially give this all back.
He's willing to... Oh no. He's getting enough info to get 1 and 4 out. He has dupreeh to cover the cross initially, but it looks like RPK has slipped the net. Steps, however, being made, and Device is all too aware of it. And Astralis, they can just slowly, methodically pick apart at these unarmored Frenchmen. Apex does manage to claw one back with his Desert Eagle, certainly not a weapon to write out of any round in Counter-Strike, and that's why.
Yep. Device oversteps the mark there. Definitely could have just fallen back, and it cost him his life. It shouldn't cost him the round, I would say. Apex, there were 2 lovely headshots with the Desert Eagle. Bomb still down towards middle, and Magus alone towards the A side of the map right now, but Glaive is coming in towards T-spawn. So just trying to buy some time here. Major still has the incendiary, the smoke as the flank comes through. Should be a successful one. That grenade's going to hurt. In it comes. It's the bullets that finish off the job. And now just Shoxy here. Maybe gets 1 more kill. That's about the top end at this point. Not going to happen. Magus will close things out, recover the AWP, and we go 3 and 0. You can see Magus boy now. Magus man with the beard.
Magus man?
Yeah. It's a strong look.
And it's a strong beard. You know,
it is, well, I can't grow that.
That's full.
Yeah, I'm like 10 years older than him. I can't do that. So respect.
It's those Viking genes.
Yeah.
And looking for the first round, Vitality bring in the best buy. It is going to be 3 Kriegs, 1 AK, and that AWP, of course, on Mr. Wu. See how they choose to start up, whether or not we're going to be seeing any more of that early CT aggression. A big exchange of CT utility. 2 mollies, 2 smokes, all flying through the sky. They're throwing it all, and look at the damage it's inflicted. Alex, he's forced to work with half health before he's even seen an opponent.
Well, this is not a default. You can see all 5 players of Vitality heading towards the A side of the map here. They've got an approach in mind. It looks like they're focusing towards the bathrooms here. Smoke will go down in a few seconds. That's their cue to move, and Dupree's moved away at the wrong time here. They've actually snuck past, and he'll get the information. He's not watching it right now. Some repositions coming in from the CT's device will actually crawl its way over, but now at least Shoxy's been spotted. That's going to signal Dupree to turn around, but they've already committed towards A. They didn't see this coming at all.
You can tell Device had his knife out. That's a rarity, and his Zipex still standing tall. He needs to be silenced, but Dupree's there as well. 2 CTs left, and it's going to be on long that they manage to stand completely and totally up against Vitality. Only Apex and ZywOo. They do have the bomb down.
ZywOo, with 79 HP, knows he needs to find a pick here, and he's looking towards the CT steps right now. Players all around him. Massive advantage for Astralis, considering they have the incendiary and the smoke. That's a great shot, brings it back to a 2-on-2.
He's got a chance of Magis, but the timing doesn't seem to favor him just yet, and Magis will strike. Apex in the meantime did the same, and so a 1 versus 1. Time favors Apex though, and across, Magis does have the advantage of trying to bait him out, but time just does not enable him to do so. This should be the first for Vitality, and Apex ensures it.
I don't mind that at all from Vitality. The Wolf Pack straight down the middle area and managing to find great trade kills. That's the benefit of having 5 players in strong positions like that. As soon as you're spotted, even if 1 player goes down, you're more than likely going to find that trade. And even though Zipex getting 2 kills there from long wasn't quite enough, great spray down from him here. A lot of damage inflicted. He's got Dupree watching his back. It looked like Astralis were going to recover that round, but it was that big pick from ZywOo. Gets him back in the round. Actually shuts down the economy for Astralis. You'd think after the 3-0 start, there's clean rounds as well. They'd have enough to justify some investment here, but it's Deagles across the board, but never right off Astralis in these sort of situations. These are the rounds they can win.
They seem to do it more often than not. Alex, comfortable start, as should this entire round. Comfort is where Vitality are expecting this round to go, and of course to change that, 4 Danes still stand with the Deegs. Couple of shots through the smoke, not quite going to be anything to write home about, but some good control gained by Dupree. He's crawled all the way through tons and will be able to maintain that control for now.
RPK is watching the top of the ladder, so you can see Vitality just in a very passive hold right now. Just kind of ascertaining what they're up against. They've already taken down Glaives. They know it's pistols, but is it Deagle armor? Have they got any grenades? Let's just wait it out and see what's presented to us. They've got 1 minute on the clock still, got to reposition back towards B. A slight fly in the ointment, I suppose, with Mages towards short. He's actually pushed off towards the pipe. No grenades available, but he has got armor and a helmet. Not going to help him too much against his Kriegs and AKs, but he'll be a little bit more combative towards the front line. Device and Zipex wait patiently on the side here. So May just needs, he gets the first kill in the Galil on Shoxy. The spacing's pretty bad right now. Shoxy could give this up for free. There's a chance. Let's have a look.
Ooh, and it is going to be Shox to prevail. Quick dart and a nice wide swing. Looking to punish the rest. It's 2 remaining on the site. Device and Zipex throwing in what bullets they can. Not much connecting though. Alex chipped away at Apex 2, but still 5 hearts beating for Vitality. 3-2 the scoreline. It's going to be Astralis' last chance with the buy before they'll be thrown back onto the pistols, but 2 in a row.
Well, the orb comes out once again for Device, of course, is the opening kill towards Glaive. That was pretty much the round at that point. And then as soon as the Galil strikes towards short, that confirmed things. RPK to close things out. 3-2, Vitality clawing their way back into this one now. This is the pick of Vitality. Move on to Vertigo next. That would be a very interesting map. It's developing every single time it's played, it seems. Back to a default now. You can see, oh, maybe not. RPK is actually high-tilted towards B, so they could just be sending 1 player towards middle. That's Apex. It's worked out quite nicely for 1. A 4-on-4 does favor the Ts. And if they go for a B execution now, or even a contact play towards short, this could be enough. It's going to force at least 1 rotation for the B side of the map.
Magis. Oh my goodness. That was his chance to slow them down. Glaive finishes what he started, but there's more where that came from. RPK, he can't do anything, but ZywOo can. Zipex, as he descends from heaven, he's sent to hell. Now 2 versus 1. Device to stop Shox and ZywOo from securing the 3rd. And smoke still on the site to guise the retreat. And they look to be leaning for that Monster side. Flexible now, they can move and maneuver between short and Monster. Keep his eyes split between 2 priority locations. ZywOo's waiting, and that will be 3-3.
Very basic counter-strike from Vitality, but it's working quite nicely for them. 5-man approach towards A originally to get them on the board, and now 5-man, well, 4-man, I suppose, towards B. Just working together, trading kills, getting it done. It was Apex that was working towards middle alone. That was the key factor there. If he gets no kills and they can rotate quicker, that could actually fall apart. But the fact he gets one, pulls one player outside the B bomb site, and ZywOo just plucking players out of the air. Very important indeed, and it's going to be a pretty much full eco for Astralis here. A couple of USPs out there. dupreeh with the Zeus. No armor, no nades, and no real stack coming through. Just a couple of players sent towards the connector. It's going to be Glaive and dupreeh. Like I said, watch out for that Zeus. Starting to become more popular these days. We get a boost with the 5-7 towards short, but another contact approach here from Vitality. Looks very promising indeed.
So silent. And that's the first cue. A bottle of flame, a second, and a flashbang into the site. First on the chopping block is Magisk. Actually managed to find Apex elsewhere, but the main body of the assault's getting a little messy, but fortunately RPK's there with a broom and Dustpan. Does look like dupreeh's going to preserve that Krieg, and he has Device to go and perhaps try and find a weapon for himself. They will just be waiting this one out, hoping to perhaps catch a Vitality player on the exit.
Nice rifle. Might not be able to hold on to it here. Once again, they're waiting to get that decent spacing. RPK will join Shox as they investigate towards T-spawn. Need to be very careful here. Can't allow Astralis to leave with 2 rifles, especially a Krieg and an AK-47. So far, so good from Vitality. Pretty composed stuff so far. Nothing too flashy or technical coming through.
Restrained.
Yeah, just making sure they stick together and stick to the fundamentals, essentially.
Is it just the eye test, or does it just feel like Counter-Strike as a whole has taken another step in the direction of, like, taking everything seriously? There was always flair in Counter-Strike. There still is flair, but it does just feel like all of these teams have realized just how important, you were saying actually yesterday, how important every single kill is, and it's embodying every game we watch.
This is the first tournament I've really noticed teams wake up to the fact that 1 kill can cost you a half, essentially. Like, you need to be making sure if it's a 4 versus 1, no one's overstepping the mark. Everyone's reeled in and making sure they're focused on winning and getting the bigger picture completed. Right. So I'm noticing it especially at this event. Not so much in the last year, but this event, it seems like that's really kind of a wake-up call for all of these teams. And we're seeing more and more, especially from like the likes of Mad Lions, very good in those sort of situations. Make sure they win the rounds they have to. As Alex, again, just another contact player. I love this. He's just dictating the pace of the game so far. Molotov towards barrel, flashbang the follow-up, and in they go.
Not too many nades from Astralis. None actually in arrival. Alex is already swinging ahead of the smoke. Damage not quite enough for Magisk to go down. RPK not going to be silenced just yet. Back and forth. Magisk's doing good work behind the smoke, but he will be hunted down. Doing the flashbang dance in a second. Not so easy. It's dupreeh. He's arrived on the site exactly when he needed to, and now with Device in heaven, this makes this 2v2 likely slow down just a little bit.
A little bit, Alex, that's for sure. Still a minute on the clock here, and they have 2 Molotovs. It's an open rifle in the 2-on-2. Smoke towards heaven now removes some of the vision for Device. He might have to reposition it. It's a deep smoke, so he could push it and get out towards the balcony. Let's see if he's that way inclined. It looks like this is a bit of a lockout.
Going around the world, is dupreeh going for the full rotation, going through with underpass and hoping to surprise. Unfortunately for him, the door is, however, closed. He'll make the sound cue. Device still waiting for dupreeh's contact. Time nearly halfway gone already. Apex responsible for Device's position, unawares, and eliminated. Now dupreeh hasn't really got the time for this one. It might be saving towards the T-spawn again if he even gets away from it. Knife out. Hoping to scarper away, and he will preserve, but Vitality, they persevere. 5 now to 3. That's 5 in a row, Henry.
Yeah, it's looking very good. Astralis, they're used to playing against teams that go for these full executions, telegraph plays. You're not getting any of that right now. Alex is feeling it. He's just calling on the fly and is going for these contact plays towards middle, towards the B side. Astralis with a lack of grenades as well. It's looking pretty much perfect at this point as well. Just the trading potential is just off the scale at this point. He did absolutely everything he could there. Same story for dupreeh, but the smoke's down, the Molotov's locking them out. Just couldn't get near that bomb, and Apex 2 pretty much close out the round there. That big kill towards Device. It's going to be 5-3, and I'd assume a technical or tactical timeout. It's going to be called by Astralis, and they are buying into this one.
Yeah, I've got to keep my eye on Apex. You know, we talked about who will be the bridesmaid to the bride of ZywOo, and it's always like, well, Alex has these chances. Shox, obviously, mechanically, historically, should be up there. Admittedly, recently not necessarily been succeeding in that front, but Apex, at the moment, does seem to be really at the front of this Vitality T side. He was the one that smoked Heaven. He was the one that made things awkward for Device, and 9 frags as well under his belt already.
Well, he kind of personifies the entry role within CS:GO.
Does he still, you think?
Not so much anymore, but that was the first player to really do that, and he kind of still does it on this map. You can see him left alone to his own devices, working other sides of the map. As we see Glaive this time challenging the AWP. Taking down to 33, he's going to have to just swap the weapon out back to Device. He'll go down to just the UMP. And we'll see Alex now just flushing out these close-range encounters. dupreeh waiting with that saved creek. Good grenade. I'll do a lot of damage there. As we'll see ZywOo down to 71. He'll fall back, relinquishes control of the connected position. And this is actually pretty good for Vitality. They've got mid control. They're taking vision away from the CTs. This will force a rotation potentially. As we look at the third player towards B, that's Glaive. Remember, he's low as well. He's only got that SMG. Trying to get some intel here, jumping up, looking towards the connector. Plenty of time once again. It's the first player down for Vitality, this time Apex.
He will not be adding a 10th frag to his total in the 9th.
That's him alone towards A. Look at his teammates all postured outside B. He's trying to pull and keep one player towards A just before they commit.
At the moment, 2 standing, 3 on the site, but Zipex, he may not need help. Good damage on the first, second as well. Alex, however, arrives on short. Perfect timing. Glaive, he was damaged earlier by Apex, and Alex is the one to finish what his teammates started. Another 2v2 on the B site. This time, however, Vitality, no health, and no help for Shox. 1 versus 2, he can see the tip of Device's head. He wants to take his time. Patience will not quite give him the reward he so craved. And now dupreeh towards Graffiti as well. They're going to group up. Something you've often praised, Henry.
Yeah, these sort of scenarios, you definitely want to stay together if possible. He hasn't got time to rotate. Fake plan coming in from Shox. It does bait dupreeh out. Gives him a chance there, but great stuff from dupreeh. He gets his second frag of the round with that saved creek. Picks up a secondary AWP as well. So they're going into their final form here on the CT side after losing 5 rounds in a row. Astralis answer back. It's another scrappy B-side finish from Vitality. Same approach. We had Apex alone towards A, this time not finding that key frag that enabled them to pull 1 player away.
This is it.
Device, they got the opening kill. Then he rotates back towards B. Was he completely blind?
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Apex
I like that.
He was doing everything right.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But that's the way you do it. It's going to be the double AWP setup, as you mentioned, dupreeh and Device. It is deadly. dupreeh has got so good at this AWP in the last year.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember when he got the AWP thrust into his grasp at Blast Copenhagen and did some of the most ridiculous things I think I've seen on a professional Counter-Strike tournament, playing it like it's a bloody ESEA game. Good shots from Apex to start things off. That's Glaive gone early. In-game leader now will be leading from behind the scenes. What's at the front of this war on the B site? Magisk realizes he has to do something to clear jail and does send Apex home. Another one. Alex challenging and Magisk keeping this site under lock and key. Around the smoke, he's able to reposition once more.
Yeah,
Device makes it 2.
Great shot from Device. Magisk will continue to find kill after kill here on the B-bomb side. That's 3 for him. Might be on for 4. It's going to be Shoxy, the last player here. Known for his clutch ability in the past, but this seems a stretch too far from him as dupreeh will close things out. Both AWPs coming online at that point. Device and dupreeh a kill between them. And then Magisk with 3 as the B side looks a little stronger now. They've got grenades and T-weaponry on their side. They've got 2 Kriegs, 2 AWPs. Glaive will have an M4, I would assume. But lovely stuff here. You can see them really adapting to the fact that there's a lot of contact plays coming through, not so much telegraphed executions.
Yeah, and they didn't let the fight get brought to them so much that time. Magisk can see every single one of these fights. He is peeking into them. Alex, of course, on short, perhaps an exception. Into the 11th then as Astralis, they have managed to rebound after that 5-round slew from the French squad. ZywOo's gone early. dupreeh's secondary AWP rattles across the hallway. 2 more where that came from, though, but there's a Molotov on flash and a retreat. That's the Astralis contingency plan.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fine, lads. There might have been a second kill there, but let's maintain this advantage. We've just got back into this game now. You don't necessarily need another kill here. Device will take 1 more shot, lovely one at that, and get them a 5 versus 3. The round is in their grasp now. It's up to them to give it away, but Device, he's not having any of that nonsense. It's going to be a 5-on-2 now of Alex and RPK remaining, and at this point, just consolation frags available for them. We'll see whether these 2 smokes and flashes have anything to say about it. Maybe get a plan of this with both smokes getting down successfully, but a little hard work before then.
Yeah, RPK, he's got a chance, but it's so, he's walking. Perhaps a chance, to bait the shot, a jiggle, but yeah, I wasn't expecting Device to have stood his ground. Same spot, 3rd kill for the Star AWPer. And Alex not quite going down just yet. Takes 1 with him. Magisk caught. Very precise headshot. Will, however, walk into the dreaded scopes. You talk about the double AWPs, Henry, and they pick up all 5. dupreeh and Device deadly.
Yeah, looking really good as well. You can see them getting their confidence built up. They're like, wow, if they're going to walk around the map as a group, we'll just actually go challenge with these AWPs, pick one of them off, fall back, maintain our distance. That's exactly what dupreeh does at the start towards connector. Key frag there, follows them towards long. They're saying, well, there's an AWP towards connector. Let's go towards long. There's actually a double AWP set up out there now. It's looking very good indeed. Like you said, Device and dupreeh with 5 kills between them, and they're changing things up. They weren't happy with that, Alex. A clean round, didn't want that. They're going to take Glaive on the AWP now. I assume he's got a decent spawn.
Yeah. Device elsewhere. They're going to have the AWP towards the perhaps Monster Peak late, and dupreeh's chosen to go for an aggressive stance long up against what he had assumed to be pistols, and it seems to be working wonderfully for him. Body shots galore, 2 down, and the third is Apex, and he finally gets the Deagle headshot he was searching for. However, another teammate gone. Device makes short work of Alex, and just 2 remain. However, scavenged weapon, no Kevlar, and no real hope for Apex here. Just enough time to back away before Device hunted him down, but Magisk was already in prime position. And Astralis responding with a spray of rounds themselves. That's 4, and in every single one of them, they've had 4 players or more left standing. That's going to build a bank.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So giving them a taste of their own medicine here. It's Astralis 7-5 in the lead on the CT side. 4 rounds in a row. Another tactical timeout from Vitality this time. They're first, just to note that. After the previous eco didn't find a massive amount of success, but they can buy regardless. We are going to see those initial Kriegs being brought out here. A very effective weapon on overpass, of course. Lots of long-range duels. The scope very beneficial there. Now, do they want to start changing the mentality up? They could go for a rush here, potentially. They could go for a full-on execution. Maybe fake towards B and end up at A instead of the other way around like they have been presenting so far. Remember, this is the pick of Vitality as well. It's a brave one to go up against Astralis on, but they haven't been amazing on it in the last few months. Maybe feeling themselves like they're on the T side right now. 5 rounds is serviceable. 7 or 8 would be ideal.
But so far, there hasn't been anything apart from those surprise walks. We've seen Alex coordinate early. They worked, and that was where Astralis got caught out. However, the answer, the remedy has been found towards the closing stages of our first half of our first map of our second series here. Blaze does manage to go aggressive and a very out-of-character push straight into Shox. He's having a nightmare right now.
Well, yeah, Shox has just basically told him, you fully blinded me here, come get me. You got me. I guess he just felt like he was going down regardless, so it's unfortunate for Shox, but allows dupreeh to start investigating towards bathrooms now with this advantage. Zipex will get the 2nd kill of the round. I think that was from a wallbang position. Straight through the wooden boards there. Round is pretty much complete. It's what we talked about before. You don't necessarily have to challenge these angles anymore. Fall back towards the bomb site, start deploying your utility. I love this from
That's
RPK.
a different one.
Very innovative, waiting for them to rotate. So you pull one back.
Nice twist on that one. It will be dupreeh, however, to make things all the more difficult. Zipex as well. And familiar circumstances for what has been the hardest hitter of Vitality so far here on an overpass is Apex. Still 100 average damage per round. Double that of Glaive, who is now currently on the hunt. No issues. Back turned. A spray and an 8th for Astralis.
Looking comfortable, Alex. Looking very comfortable indeed. We'll see these 17 kills from dupreeh is enough to close out this half with double digits. Astralis 8-5, and another deco round coming in from Vitality. Here's the replay of the wallbang. We didn't quite see it straight towards that connector position. Zipex, he's known for that sort of thing. I like this from RPK though. Very interesting boost, well read. Didn't lead to the round win or a bomb plant, unfortunately, but still enables them to get out Deagles. And CZ's going through round number 14 here, looking to bring out the heavy artillery in the final round of the first half. They suddenly have dropped off after their spree of 5 rounds. It was Astralis adapting, to be honest with you. They kind of learned what they were up against, and once the AWPs came through, that really shut down the contact approach.
It did, and they are so happy to juggle these AWPs. We've seen Glaive, dupreeh, now Magisk on it. Astralis, a bit more flexibility, and he's overwhelmed. And so is Zipex. This could be it. Vitality, they've got a little shot. They have to hit a bullet, though. It's not going to be Shox. Will it be ZywOo? He's on the side of it. Doesn't matter. dupreeh, an ace, and half of them with a USP. He doesn't even need the M4.
Oh, it looked like it was all going to fall apart there. Major's caught with his trousers around his ankles. He fires off a couple of no-scopes. They don't connect. They didn't anticipate a third player, though. That's dupreeh, as you mentioned, with the M4 and USP combo. Luckily, a few of them didn't have helmets, so he's able to find very quick opening kills. So you can see him running out of bullets. Down to 0, that has to pull out the USP and nail that first shot. He's known for aces towards the B side of overpass. Done it a few times, and we'll see yet another for dupreeh chime through now as we go into the final round. Full buy here for Vitality. ZywOo without a helmet. could have a knock-on effect against those M4s. We will see. Device really feeling himself right now, looking towards the T-steps.
So comfortable to stay a long time. They could have crossed all the way through Playground by that amount of time elapsing. Magisk and Glaive collapsing. Big frags. Alex takes control of Underpass, but Device does look to vie for control once again. Aggressive AWPing, but his barrel exposed. And Alex happy to collect his second. So looking for that sixth. You said 6-7 sounds a whole lot better. And in pursuit of that sixth, just 2 frags away from it. Vitality, this pick of overpass, surprising many, including our analyst desk, perhaps even Astralis.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. This round looks like a lock-in here. No saving this point for Zipex and dupreeh. They're going to go for it. And Vitality, respect, they've got the bomb and T-spawn. They've put the brakes on. Going to bait out some remaining utility if possible. All Astralis can really do is stick together in the buddy system here and hope for the best.
Gamble. They push their chips towards the A site.
Like, this is so perfect now. You've got one player who's expendable. That's going to be Shoxy in this case. So he's just going to run in towards B. If he goes down, there's one there. They can still commit towards A, knowing there's only going to be one player. If Shoxy gets in towards B with no contact whatsoever, you should be falling back. In a 5-on-2, I don't think it really matters. It's kind of trivial at this point. But we'll see whether they want to fall back and do the correct move, which they have done. So the smoke towards heaven, not giving anything away. Remember, every kill is so important. You might think even in a 5-on-2, they'll still win it. You're up against one of the world's best teams here.
Yeah.
Give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah, especially when Zipex is in a clutch circumstance. And he has that Minister tag attached to him for a reason. dupreeh gone, but a 1 versus 5. Perhaps an order of the tall variety. Yeah, it's a tough one. Smoked off, revealed his position, and trying to catch one through the smoke, but at what cost? RPK will finish it, and that's a half. 9-6. Astralis, they do manage to stabilize, but Vitality, I don't think they're going to be shrugging their shoulders just yet.
No, I think that's actually a decent half from both teams. A struggle, certainly at times for Astralis after losing 5 rounds in a row. They pulled it back, though. They're reading the game well, and everyone's turning up. This series is delivering so far, and we hope it continues. Will it, though? You'll have to find out after this quick commercial break.
Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you wanted to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh.
So we both know there's Nazis living in America.
You know what the best revenge is? Revenge.
Let's do a little dance, make a little love, and get down tonight.
Showtime.
It's about justice for
half, and Apex might not have a boatload of kills, but he was alone by himself, isolated on the other side of the map, with 4 teammates on the other side. He was more often than not finding kills, openings, and being a real nuisance for Astralis here. Can they keep it up, though? 9-6, still anyone's map here. As we get into the pistol round for Astralis, they're going to be sending 5 players towards middle and connector here. They've got 1 smoke, couple of flashes, no upgraded pistols, so a basic approach in terms of a tactical standpoint. We'll see if RPK can fend them off. Though it's a great couple of Glock headshots there. RPK jaws to the floor, and we'll see whether they can capitalize upon this. The bomb down towards T-spawn.
This is aggressive from Shox. He's going to get info, but not quite any bloodshed just yet. He's lodged a couple of bullets in the elbows of the Danes, but they're not really complaining just yet. And instead, staying grouped up, a pack of 5. Start their assault. Looks like it's going to be Glaive. It's going to be throwing, I think that's a Heaven Smoke.
I think so too.
Flying in, a flash over the top, and we are going to be seeing ZywOo to receive. He has to find more than one here. We need a multi-kill trying to position, but the flash and the steps really catching him. Alex can't do much more either. They're overwhelmed, and it's looking so good for Astralis.
Yeah, it's looking very good indeed, but here comes Shox. He does deny the initial plan, and Apex pulls it back to a 2-on-2 as well. He's at 20 HP, however, and starts to rotate back towards A. So dupreeh recovers the bomb, Zipex pushing towards CT spawn. So there's a real chance here, but Shox, he's trying to get information. He needs to do the heavy lifting here, and Apex is aware they could come backstabbing towards A, so he's repositioned towards the bomb site itself. 20 HP, remember. He knows he's probably not going to win the round with this position, but one kill then going down could be enough to set Shox up.
One kill, a one and done. Dupree's low Apex.
There it is.
Oh, that's fantastic. He's even done damage to Dupree. He's done enough. Apex, we talked about him, we highlighted him, and he's come into this pistol frothing at the mouth. 3 down. And round yet to be confirmed, despite his best efforts. Dupree, though, with 8 HP, 2 kills, 2 scalps affixed to his belt loops, but one more he needs, and he gets! He steals the round away from him with such low HP, 3 to be precise, and he finds the necessary frag. Double digits found in the pistol.
Oh, that's so huge. It looked like the bomb going down. Okay, fair enough, you got that. You're not going to win the round, though, but of course, he finds the instant headshot towards Shox. He just can't catch a break here. It looked like a great round for Astralis from the very get-go. It was Device, funny, a couple of kills, one towards middle in the B side, not really missing a shot, and then Apex, we said if he gets one, it should be enough to set Shoxy up. He got 1.5. He took him down to 8 points of health. Shox had to land 1 bullet, but there it is. Dupree, knowing he had to play heads-up Counter-Strike there, gets stuck in and finds double digits. A forced buy and response in, a quick round coming up as Dupree sends it towards middle of the MAC-10.
Look at his stats right now.
25 and 6, that's insane.
He's only died in perfect correlation with Vitality's 1 round. I mean, there's an indicator here.
That's a good point.
25 to 6, closing in on 150 ADR. Let's see if this MAC-10 can continue to add some numbers to that stat packet. Shox going to reveal his location, an underhand smoke, something for them to stop playing the headshot angle on Bin. Actually, that's very powerful. Stops them from tucking in. They have to play wider. Unfortunately, yet to see much of a punishment from Vitality, and caught in the smoke, Shox does go down. ZywOo will rattle off just 1 shot of his deagle, but this one looks like it's reaching its logical conclusion.
Yeah, I would like to start to maybe slow things down here, but they're finding every single kill. It looks like it's all under control. ZywOo with the final player, and this is the correct call. You got ZywOo left, sure. You got everyone there. Let's think about the dollars here. Let's don't give any kills away. This is the #1 player in the world as of 2019. Let's chill. Let him just stay on the B side, or the A side, sorry, with the Desert Eagle. And Zipex and try and get $600 with the MAC-10.
Yeah, he's got his mission. He's got his 1v1. And even then, he's not willing to give ZywOo an advantage in the fight. All pressure's on him. He's the one that has to make the move. Does manage to scavenge away a MAC-10.
Just to note, that's now both pistols and the follow-up conversions going in favor of Astralis. They got the 3-0 starts on the CT side, then lost 5 in a row. They've now got the 2-0 start on the T side, more than likely going to be a 3-0 with no weapons being saved here. The final kill comes in as Majors with the Galil, and Vitality left about 2,400. So you're going to have to take an eco on the chin at this point, just knowing you're going to need all that utility. The ZywOo AWP to kick things off potentially, and we'll have a pretty easy round here for Astralis, looking for 12-6. More importantly, looking to keep those numbers alive. Even the SMGs would be great. Knowing they're going to have a hamstrung buy-into round number 19 here, the SMG is very viable. We saw it from Vitality. Once they got into the game, they ran that money down, knowing there weren't potentially helmets out there, a lack of grenades. It's grouping up on overpass can be very powerful if you can trade that effectively.
And one clear group is destined for B. Zipex actually a little late to the party as he went on a bomb retrieval mission. Unlikely to cost Astralis too much. You can see this is a rather spread assault, and it's working wonderfully so far on the short contact. That forces ZywOo into the line of fire, and Magist fire he will, holding down Mouse 1 into 2. Shox not only finding the headshot, but finding a way out, and now Apex aggressing on long, finds another. That's rifles at least. Eventually retrievable. Apex managed to get his hands on 1.
Well, they know they've spotted 2 players now. Sure, a couple of nice kills for Vitality. The bomb's going to go towards B. They've recovered an AK. That's going to be their mission at point, try and save that weapon, see if they can find another rifle for Shox. But still, as we mentioned, every kill has a knock-on effect, and Astralis will be cash-rich going forward, but it will slow them down going forward. We are going to have a MAC-10 for Zipex. Clave on the UMP. You'll certainly keep those for the following round. Apex will tuck himself in at this point. We'll see whether he can hold on to the AK at the A-bomb site. Just waiting for any inquisitive players from Astralis here. Not too much of a reason to go hunting here. Gonna see them just wait, confirm things, and there it is. It's gonna be the 3-0 on both halves here for Astralis, but round 4 is where it fell apart on the first. Can Vitality replicate it?
I do need to kind of once again draw people's attention to the closing in on a 30 bomb in 18 rounds from Dupree.
Yeah,
that's single-handedly ensuring this victory is not close. 12-6 the scoreline. 27-8 Dupree's. It's time to jump into the 19th. This is where Vitality They've been biding their time. They swallowed their pride in the third, and now into the fourth, they look for their first defensive round. Talking of SMG, still a UMP for Glaive to play around, and the full CT buy, even that preserved AK.
Like we said, this will be a compromise buy. Apex, no helmet. Same story for ZywOo and Alex. ZywOo actually has no armor, so that UMP, that Galil, very effective. You just want to do a 5-man approach to this point, really try and punish the fact they're not fully equipped. We'll see if that's the way they're inclined. It's going to be Apex with a solid grenade there. A couple of them from Vitality, successfully landing at the doorstep of Glaive. It's not enough, though. There's the helmet we talked about, Alex. It comes back to haunt them straight away.
Despite being wall-banged, he still gets that frag. The UMP bullet doesn't matter if you've not got no helmet. I can melt you. And he did. Close range, SMGs thrive. RPK, however, keeps the dream alive. Does get Magic down on monsters. More where that came from, and now it's one of the hardest hitters. Dupree, the spearhead of this assault bomb on his back. As is the pressure of securing this round. RPK looking rather lone wolf here, and he gets more than he bargained for. A dink into Dupree. Goes down.
This is where Astralis need to play with the clock. They don't need to commit and rush in towards B. You've got 2 players are low. It's a 4 versus 3. You've already confirmed their money is tight. There's 1 player towards short, had no helmet. They've got no grenades remaining. And you've got Dupree and Glaive, who are low. You want to be a little bit more tactical about this. What's the approach? Can we fake? Can we keep 1 player on towards the B side of the map and commit towards A? That looks to be the plan. There's the smoke. Just to keep them a little bit interested on that side of the map as they fall back towards long here. That's where the bomb's positioned.
Shoxy's leaving long. He was longside toilets, but I think he's piecing it back together again. Humpty Dumpty. Yes, that's 1 and 2. The bomb as well, and the 7th for Vitality looking close to secured. And now with Shoxy coming alive in the 19th round, it's all but a formality. Glaive, 4 HP. Yes, he found the first blood, but he will be the last.
Yeah, for sure. No way he's going to hold this one off. Great positioning there from Shox. A nice attempt from Astralis. I could see what they're doing there with 2 players so low, and really well played from Shox there. That's the best play he's had all map. Takes himself up to 12 kills. It's a very, very big round. We did say after losing both pistols, need that first gun round. They lost his first pick towards shot. Look at Glaive, 26 HP, down to 4, but he gets the instant kill because no helmets on Alex, but plenty of firepower behind Shoxy here. 4 kills in total. Real nice stuff. Locking Glaive out there towards the end of the round. And it's a double AWP setup now. So the same approach we saw from Astralis in that first half. It's very powerful on the CT side of Overpass. Allows a lot more freedom for turrets to be positioned towards monster, towards long, bathrooms, connector. Lots of options, and you've got one of the most aggressive and flamboyant snipers within your ranks in the forms of ZywOo. Currently sits on 6 frags and 13 deaths. Sure, not amazing so far, but the CT side, double AWP, he finally got a full buy out there. This is where he comes online.
He has the spawn for a fast short or monster peak. He's staring at that side of the map, and likely we're going to be seeing ZywOo go for something in order to get that advantage early. We'll see if it pays off, and Alex is going to be responsible for the secondary AWPing duties for now. Quick look at the scoreboard while it's on your screens. Not only the 27 from Dupree standing out, but also 2 members of Vitality yet to break double digits. One of them, as you've highlighted now, is ZywOo. Looking to change things. This is his round, though. He has everything he needs, even armor with that AWP. A treat, considering the round prior.
Yeah, this is huge. If Astralis get a clean victory here, all 5 players going down to Vitality, you might be able to call this game done. There'll be no money to reinvest. They'll be in a lot of trouble, but it's the same story. If Vitality can win this one, they shut down the finances of Astralis, and they're actually right back in this game. This is a massive round here. The flashbang is spot on. Apex didn't see it coming, but Alex certainly does. Joined by RPK, they take the man advantage back, and they find themselves in a 4 versus 3. Now, 2 creeps remain. A MAC-10 as well, up against the helmets this time, so not as effective. Still a nuisance to deal with. A lot of agility available with the MAC-10. They've got 2 smokes, a couple of Molotovs, and looks like they'll still finish up towards B here.
This round looks so different if Alex doesn't hit that quick flick with the AWP.
Indeed.
They were just contacted in. Apex was so not ready for that. He was even just jumping on the box, thinking about like jumping for info for underpass. And already Dupree arrived on the site. Lovely pop flash. More utility from Astralis. This time it's a smoke. The response from the CTs is a bottle of flame. Flash towards the monster as well. 40 seconds, though. They're in no rush. Seems like Alex is, though. He wants a third. He has the shadow. Doesn't have the shot. It's RPK that does, though, and that's only a MAC-10 for Zipex. He can't even find himself the AWP. It's not going to benefit him. The MAC-10 did, though. Dinks on Alex. 4 frags from RPK. They're taking it in turns to come alive here, Henry.
Yeah, round by round, it's done a little more convincing. We already attached a preface to this saying if they've Vitality to win this round, they're right back into this map now. It's going to be 12-8. Has to be the eco for Astralis. At the very top end, they can bring out P250s as their money sits at around $2,500. It's just on the nose of being enough for next round, but not quite enough to justify much more than the entry-level pistol. So P250, no armor, no nades, and Vitality knocking on the door of double digits now. As we enter round number 21, there's going to be 3 Glocks out there, a couple of P250s. Should be a comprehensive victory for Vitality, and ZywOo starting to feel it now. Nice shot to open things up, and he'll fall right back.
Yeah, he shouldn't have any issues here, especially with Shoxy to hold his hand. We'll see how long Shoxy can hold on, though, because he's getting pressure from behind all directions. He will fall. M4 in grasp of Device, but likely only for a moment. Nades and bullets coming his way fast. Nade misses, Device escapes. Fresh mag and a fresh chance, but 2 versus 4 and no armor at all. Just hoping to perhaps find an aggressive CT. There is one, it's Apex. Will find Device. Glaive just thinking about his options, maybe timing, and he does actually manage to punish. There we go. Another body drop from Vitality. It's considering what Astralis brought into this, every single frag is a win.
So getting rid of that Krieg, knowing you obviously cannot buy that on the CT side. He knows he's lost this round. He's not going to do much with it. He needs the money for next round. So saving the Krieg not really an option, considering his chances of survival are very little. And he doesn't want to give that Krieg up to the CT side because it's so powerful on the CT forces. So 3-on-1. Glaive, he'll run this flow. You can use it like a tactical timeout almost. You can discuss your options for the next round, knowing this is an eco. Bait out some grenades. It might not sound like a big deal, but a smoke's $300. Get an incendiary out of them, that's $600. Every dollar counts. So you might as well bide your time, chat to the team about the next round, and see whether there's one more kill available.
Now that makes a whole lot of dollar and a whole lot of sense.
Yes. We'll see whether this is enough. He knows he's going down. Might as well dump this incendiary as well, making sure the CTs can't pick it up. Another very small factor there.
You're going through it.
Yeah. Every bit of detail we're looking for here.
I love it. 12 HP, no armor, and a dream. It will actually, you know what? He even goes down to the AWP Henry. Minimum kill reward.
Exactly.
He's calculated it all.
Very, very efficient. I like that, Glaive. I respect it. And we'll get into round 22. It's the second time out for Vitality. Double AWP setup has paid dividends for them. That's 3 rounds in a row after losing the second pistol. And their money's looking strong as well. $7,000 coming into this round for Apex. Similar story for Shox. And it's going to be Alex, ZywOo, and RPK all hovering around $4,500. It was the full eco from Astralis before. It leads them to a full buy here, but no AWP available on the T side. Not a big deal. It's not required on the terrorist side at all. They are going to have 3 AK zones instead of the Krieg. So a bit more of an old school focus here. And will there be a strategy deployed at the start of the round? They want to go back into the defaults. Zipex, the last player to buy. Currently the Glock in hand. You'd assume he'll get the AK in the next few seconds. Maybe not. He's just going to take just a Glock round. Cheeky one. There it is. The Krieg comes in, and we'll see the smoke, Molotov, and flashbang follow. Interested to see what Astralis will bring to the table here. 3 players towards B at the start, and a 4-man stack from Vitality towards B. So they're expecting a B approach here. They've got grenades in hand towards short again. We've already seen those land a couple of times.
Shox trying a Zipex wallbang. We've seen that ridiculous double kill from the Dane through those. And now RPK to be tested. Molotov does get extinguished. He can continue to hold his ground there. His team throwing a second smoke, a wall of smokes perhaps, designed by the CTs to funnel them all in, or you walk through gray screened. Zipex, though, does find just one. Shox clawing one back, and it goes, ooh, vintage Glaive, and he extends it, a double kill. That transfer is ridiculous. All onto ZywOo. Was a 1v2, but now a duel between the 2 AWPers, star AWPers of their respective squads.
Yeah, this is a bit of a standoff. With 1 minute left, the Device of the bomb on his back. He's in no rush to get that planted. He's trying to sow the seeds of doubt within the mind of ZywOo here. Open plant.
Reeling it. That is ballsy. ZywOo quite going to have to adjust so quick, and Device saves it for Astralis. That's the 13th, and they break their silence after the 3 from Vitality.
It didn't look like Astralis had it in them then. They really had to work for that round. It was an absolute shutdown from Vitality. You're right, though. Glaive gets his 12th frag of the game. He has had a very quiet performance by his standards so far, but that is a roaring success. This was the kill that opened up their opportunity towards the B side. Apex has been such a nuisance for them. Big double kill there. Leads in a 1 versus 1 between Device and ZywOo. A tantalizing prospect, to say the very least, and great open plant. Balls of steel from Device. Challenges the one-on-one and nails the headshot. And Vitality limping to round number 23 with an MP9, the FAMAS, but more importantly, double AWP still.
They can still make this one work. Got to get those AWPs connecting early before the pressure is too much for a FAMAS and an MP9 with no nades. Charging up long, they chose. ZywOo's not quite in a position to challenge it too much, but he can perhaps catch the tail end of this assault. It was Glaive lingering by party, Zipex even later. But Shox with just an MP9, not a Molotov, not a flashbang, nothing but this SMG, the sewing machine.
It's a good position for it, Alex. This could actually work out. You can see him using the smoke to his advantage here. This is going to swing around in a few seconds when he hears the footsteps, waiting for the cue. Here it comes. It's ZywOo to strike first, but Device, he'll answer back. Bomb not planted, but headshots found. It's a 4 versus 3 now. No kits available, and bodies are hitting the floor left, right, and center. Still a minute on the clock. Astralis can apply the brakes at this point. Alex picks up the AWP, and RPK will get one more. It's a big miss from Alex. Can he recover? Certainly not. The perfect weapon for that sort of duel. The MAC-10 straight down the throat of Alex there. And that's going to be the money absolutely ruined on the Vitality side. $2,000 per player, looking down the barrel of map point on their map pick.
Running out of timeouts and running out of chances all the same, 14-9. It did look very promising when the AWPs arrived and they strung together 3. But Astralis immediately return and seize that grasp. But not forgetting, it was a 1v1.
Yeah.
That Device win put Astralis back in the driving seat, and they are continuing to press down the gas. 2 now strung together. Shox had a real chance at that one. You highlighted it perfectly. Look at this. They actually managed to catch, I think, ZywOo wallbangs the plant. So
that was the chance, I think. Like the big swing, that's when you need to go for it. But Device obviously just really plays it quite well.
Mantles up. Very easy duel for Device, and a nice quick cleanup with the double for Zipex. So 14-9. And this is Vitality's best bet. Breathe it in. Can you break it down for me, Hank?
It's 2 MP9s, a 5-7, a double Digo combo, and we've got 3 smokes, 2 flashes, no kits. It's not looking good, but Vitality have done a lot more with a lot less in the past. We'll see if they can find an opening dig. They know they need it. dupreeh knows they've got next to nothing on the CT side. That's why he's got the MAC-10 in hand. It allows him to be the scout almost. He can go in towards the B side, detect the stack, give good information, but he needs to be set up.
Alex doesn't have a helmet, and he's solo holding B against a potential MAC-10 from dupreeh. One bullet from that MAC-10 could throw him off completely. And now looking to reposition. Interesting smoke choice. Not sure what he's trying to play around with that one. Instead, flash towards Monster. Smokes of his teammates as they start to rotate. He's starting to beg at this point, and yet hasn't actually seen too many members of Astralis.
Lots of grenades, lots of activity, but he needs a 1DJ. Can he find it? Certainly not. It's the AK-47 that will strike first. They put all their eggs in towards the A basket, and this might come back to bite them now. Got to retake the bombs out. SMGs and 5.7s here. They are dropping like flies as Apex and RPK are left in an impossible scenario. It's going to be forced by territory going forward into the next round as well. Map point has been found, and they might as well hold on to the little they have here. A kill available, but that's fine. dupreeh can give that one up. Device certainly can't, though. He needs to be careful here. RPK's low, and Device knows this kill's not worth it. He needs to hold for it, see if they come pushing for it. Looks like he's played it well, though. Nice work from Device. A little bit over the mark, but nails it.
His crosshair placement could not have been better. He didn't have to move. He just had to click. Glorious.
The reason I say it's not worth going for it, because you know at the very top end he's got an MP9 or a MAC-10.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's all he could have possibly denied.
And you could be gifting them the big green.
He realized he had got himself in an uncomfortable position. Instead of swinging and panicking, he just stayed reserved. Absolutely fine. Apex will save armor and a 5.7. Not looking good. 6 rounds in a row required. Money completely broken. I think they have 1 pause remaining, right? You might as well take it. See what you can do. Yeah, you can discuss your options. Apex will be able to get out FAMAS for himself. Drop the 5.7. That's something. So he's given the 5.7 over to ZywOo.
Okay.
He's bought the FAMAS for himself. Same story for RPK. Alex gone for the MP9. And it's not the timeout from what I can see. It looks like they're going straight into the next round. So off we go. Could be a quick finish here from Astralis. I mean, they won both pistols, 3-0 start in either half, so scoreline might be a little bit skewed from that. I'd say this game has been a bit more competitive than what the scoreline suggests. If it does go 16-9,
definitely.
But we'll see now if they can close it out here. Good a chance of any to do so. Won't be the end of the world if they don't, but I would say it's done here.
Good start from Alex Adink, and actually converting majority of the second. dupreeh hamstrung. ZywOo perhaps looking to twist the knife. Unfortunately for him, though, with the bomb dropped right in his vision, Zipex could get caught out here. He's even staring at Monster, and ZywOo, he's got his sneaky shoes on. Timing, damage, and traded. Nice. RPK not only gets the frag, but control of the bomb.
Here we go, then. 1 minute on the clock. RPK looking to get superior positioning. Up against the AWP there of dupreeh. He's got 6 HP, but Magisk making this one work. This is the kill that might decide the round here. Shox. He'll pull one back, goes down to 20 HP, and RPK knows he's in a compromised position here. dupreeh just waiting for a mistake.
Don't do it, RPK.
Does he want to go any further? Does he need the intel? Timing working in his favor now. He does swing around. He gets away with it.
As soon as he unzooms.
Yep.
What is that?
It's
and
enough.
Now he jumps into the crosshairs. A chance for a second as well. Can he tidy it up? Neat and tidy. Don't forget, Shox is low. Device's duel earlier made sure of that. And I think he's realized he's such a crucial component of the remainder of this round. 30 seconds, Magisk. This is so winnable. He can secure overpass for Astralis right here, right now. A smoke is his first choice.
Nice one as well. 23 seconds, that's not ideal. Now, where is Shox going to be? He'll hold towards heaven. He's got a Molotov. He'll probably want to deploy that in the next few seconds. And as soon as he does, that could be enough here. It's an open plan as well. He'll swing just after the bomb goes down, presumably, but he's actually managed to let him get away here. Oh, dear.
No, and Magisk catches Shox. A big flaming flag telling him exactly where he was holding, and now it's RPK hunting for his triple. Can he save them? He can't. It's Magic Man that does it again and secures the first of the series. Astralis Vitality delivering in its first.
Yeah, really entertaining map to kick things off here. It will be Astralis taking the map hit of Vitality there. You've got to give MVP to Dupree in that first half performance. What an absolute showstopper that was, Alex.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. He had 22 in the first half.
Insane.
29 is how he finishes. I'm kind of remiss he didn't see the 30 after such a great half.
Yeah.
But all the same, fantastic work. Shox had his highlight. I feel like every member of Vitality had a round.
Yeah, for sure. We didn't see much from ZywOo. I will say that much. Point. He didn't really come online at all. And we've already kind of stated that Vertigo is not his star map. We'll see if he can come online for the second as we go to a break and be back with the analyst desk very shortly indeed.
Chasing all my dreams out lately, no matter if I try to.
Yes, we have got ourselves predictions for 2-0. Hank, I imagine you're feeling similar vibes.
Yeah, I echo those sentiments, I think. It's going to be a T-star for Astralis, but Chad's right. They wouldn't pick this unless they were feeling confident on it. It's been a bit of a staple for theirs for some time now, as we'll see Dupree challenge towards the B steps, and there's aggression from middle, and it's going to be an absolute disaster there. It's going to be ZywOo and Shox taken away from the round at the very start, trying to probe towards middle. They do a little bit of damage towards Device, but RPK doing a lot more here. Yeah. He gets them back in the round, and so does Apex. Bomb dropped here. They've got an entrance point.
And with the bomb on Jenny's, Apex has chosen to push up. He wants to make this fight really awkward. If they choose to double peek, one of them's low. It's not a viable strategy. Instead, they wait for Zipex. He arrives, jump peeking, trying to draw the crosshair, but Dupree beheaded. A second, perhaps, opportunity. Device does find Alex with that low HP. 3 frags to Device's name in this pistol. Started in middle, but looks like it could finish on B. Apex, he knows he wants to finish off that low HP player, and one bullet wasn't enough with just 1 HP. Device, his heart's still beating. Fight from Zipex as well. He can't finish it, and Device, how does he get away with that? 4 kills in the round and 1 single point of health remaining.
There was certainly an option to grab the bomb and hightail it towards B, but Zipex, he didn't want to leave a man behind there. That's a good teammate. He's making sure Device survives that round. They guarantee the victory by painting Apex into a corner there. Some great shots landing from Apex. He had a great performance on overpass, but not quite enough. A decent effort considering they lost those first 2 kills at the very start. Now, will we see the force buy in the second round? It doesn't look like we will, to be honest with you. If we take a look back at the finishing shot there from Device, clean as you like, and it is going to be a pretty much full eco now for Vitality. 1P to 50, nothing else purchased, means they're going to be focusing on round number 3 here, so pretty much a foregone conclusion that Astralis were picking this one up with 3 MAC-10s, a UMP, and a Krieg to boot.
3 MAC-10s, 4 SMGs total. That's pretty much a guarantee that Astralis are going to start building quite the bank on this T side early. Oof. Boost from Vitality and a little bit of nade damage does seem to be enough to dissuade them. A couple of shots from Zipex makes them hunt, but it will be a 4-man push towards this SMG. There is, however, the support. Device is there, and oh my goodness, Zipex thought he got caught out. His back was turned, but the USP couldn't quite find the head.
Well, there it is. That's going to be round Alex left in a 5 versus 1. Astralis, pretty standard. Go towards A. It's a 5-man unit. They might give away 1 frag here. Doesn't look like, though. Alex now down to 34 as he'll tuck himself in the corner. Nice little spot. Not going to work out for him, though, as Dupree will jump around the corner, face checks it, and it will be a clean sweep for Astralis, meaning they have 4 SMGs going into this first gun round. Now, we talked about it in detail before. The fact that Vitality buy into this round, it's still compromised. They won't have the AWP. Some players will help you without helmets as well. You can see Alex and Apex. They will be suffering that fate going forward here in round number 3. The MAC-10s are going to be incredibly potent going forward now. Is Astralis just going to drop a very fast A play again? That's pretty much standard these days on Vertigo. Time will tell. Maybe they just want to go for a straight-up B rush. We'll see.
It's up mid. And it's fast. Molotov towards the toolboxes. A flash does tuck Shox in. He can't drop in aggressively. He can still hold this line, though. Second flash avoided. He has to be precise. Quite the opposite. Just body shots. And 2 frags already to the good for Astralis.
good grenade as well. That's going to be RPK down to 56. Astralis known for their efficiency with HE grenades, and you really see it coming to full effect there. It's going to be Mages just showing some presence towards middle, jumping, making some noise, firing some shots as his teammates coordinate themselves towards the A bomb site now. It's going to be Device joining them with the Enclave, already picked up a kill, but down to 7 points of health. You can just watch the flanks. We'll see the Molotov deployed towards the short position now. Just to flush out anyone close range. And off that Molotov, Zipex can progress towards the bomb site. He's got the Krieg in hand. Needs to be very careful. He can't give that one up. But it looks like this bomb site might be wide open. Just ZywOo here. He's being overwhelmed. He does pull one back. Smoked out, but maybe he's got a chance.
That smoke does enable him to at least try and throw some bullets in the right direction, but the molly, good enough, spread deep, can't get back, and Device not only doing it with the Molotov, but the bullets as well. Apex shut down towards that sniper's roost. And RPK is just going to be scarpering to try and maintain that M4 and Kevlar, but Magisk, he's already on the scene and ready to shut him down, knife in hand, completely unawares. The tank falls, and the first 3 are secured by Astralis again. These pistols and conversions, Hank, they're stacking up.
Yeah, that's 3 to 3 now. It's a good point. So we'll see Astralis have a pretty clean run around number 4 at this point. That's such a massive run to win. That's what you'd call a bonus victory in the modern game at this point. We used to have a term for that when the money would be reset. But at this point, if you keep the SMGs up when you know it's going to be the first gun round and you win this, it's absolutely massive. You've not only wrecked the finances of your opposition, but your money's just swelling out of control. You've upgraded those SMGs for some rifles now. A couple of CTM4s thrown into the mix. You see they're all hovering around $5,000 as a 99 damage from 2 grenades comes through. Mages somehow survives that one. They'll have no idea they did that much damage, so he is so lucky to be alive at this point.
That's 2 members of Astralis in 4 rounds that have had 1 HP and survived.
Yep, that's insane.
Let's watch Magic. Oh,
hi.
Well, hello there, and goodbye.
They can win this. Looking good. Mages still up.
And let's not forget that one of the players has only got 1 point of health. This is essentially a 5 versus 2.1.
That's it. Let's see whether they can edge their way back into the round. It's Alex just trying to get a bit of intel. He can see got ZywOo right on his person now. We'll see whether Device will be able to flush out any close range CT players. Incendiary or Molotov in response. Trying to buy some time here. Vitality have plenty of manpower towards the A side. Most importantly, Alex towards the sandbags. Doesn't look like going to check this position. It might be round over already.
Yeah, it's unchecked, at least for now. And Dupree, first one to go down. It's body shots to the spine. Magisk, 1 HP, even gets a frag. Similar to that of his teammate, but I feel like there's just too much damage echoing in this round. And yeah, confirmed, great shot from Shox just onto Magisk, and he still stands his ground. 2 kills with the lowest HP you can have, but it will still be the Vitality first.
Well, there it is. Astralis leaving a few holes in the defense there as they're waiting for the pistols to push through. Shoxy somehow getting up the ladder, managing to get the shot in the back there, and it all kind of falls apart very quickly indeed, as we'll see ourselves get into round number 5. Here's Mages trying to avoid these grenades, but they land right in his pocket. They're down to 1 HP. Here's the opening frag from Shoxy that really got them into the round. You can see Astralis didn't even consider the fact that sandbags could be under Alex's control. So it will be 3-1. Vitality right back in this now, but a full buy, of course, for Astralis and a decent HE at the start. This time making sure ladder is covered. Dupree's cleared that one out as they go towards middle now.
You talked about that dream of converting the bonus round. Well, Vitality winning that.
Yeah,
it's a dream right back.
Yep.
Dream wars here in Katowice. Apex with some very early aggression towards those B stairs, locks them out. Astralis, there is absolutely no room at the inn. Head to the stable. Not sure why I'm getting biblical with them, but still 5 hearts beating on either side. Bomb loose. They plan to take their time here, Astralis, poking and prodding and catching some nades as well in the process.
So mid-control obtained. They've dropped the smoke to deny vision, as you can see from Shox's point of view, but it's still a very effective booster. There's commonly pre-fired. Zipex more than aware that this is a boost that could be possible. You can see him just taking his crosshair up there. Doesn't want to spam just yet, but he probably will eventually. Time will tell. Does he just walk up cleanly? Oh, that's really not gone well. He'll get away with it and does significant damage towards Zipex, but he couldn't have jumped at a worse time.
Oh. It's one of those ones it's so hard to watch with X-Ray on, of course, from his POV. Just curse by the clock. Timing did not favor him there. First frag does, however, favor Astralis, and they continue to make things even more promising. And Alex, nearly 3. They're low as well. He's single-handedly keeping this site safe. The rotate can come in. Device, low. Zipex, similar. Bomb loose on the site. They have to commit to this eventually with only 18 seconds as well. This could very well turn around on Device's AWP. He's holding firm and holding strong. 2 kills. and Shocks from behind. It's only going to be a couple of seconds before Astralis piece this one together and say nothing elevator. Check your flank, as Ipex will be the first to do so. Falls. A second, perhaps possible. Device, should he miss this shot, he's edging away into the crosshairs, and Shocks beheads another. One more to find, but it's Magisk who's gone for quite the adventure. Caught and fragged. Gosh, if that wasn't just a little bit tidier from Magisk, Shocks would have had enough time.
Absolutely. Great effort there from Shocks. He said historically he's known for his clutch ability. Haven't seen it too much in the Vitality jersey, but that was a great effort there. Two low HP players taken out of the equation there. Device, a very impressive shot towards the sandbags, but still Magisk outpositioned and flanks him towards the scaffold position. There was a slight opportunity there for Shocks to get the 90-degree turn in and managed to take his head off. There was a second, but unfortunately couldn't convert it, and they will give the round up. Remember though, they did win an eco before the Desert Eagles, and so they do have cash available to them, but it's going to be compromised, of course. They're going to have MP9s, UMPs, but there is an AWP for ZywOo. He's 1-5 right now, Alex. We'll have a look from the shot from Device there.
Yeah, Device jumped over Alex's spray transfer to him. He was so low. It's actually very impressive that Device, I think that bit of movement may very well have won the round for Astralis because he continued to pick up that frag and keep Shocks busy on sandbag. But we're into it. It's number 6 of our second map, second series of our second day. Make a wish or something. Smoke down towards the ramp, and it doesn't look like it's going to deter Zipex straight up the scaff. No early contest from the CTs just yet. Vitality, it's a very different look from what Chad was talking about in that CT aggression. You never mind, it's time for me to eat my words. Alex is on the warpath with this SMG.
Just going to tuck himself in the corner. He baited off the ARAM player at the top. That's going to be ZywOo when he's got the AWP here. So he's going to want to fire off some shots and show presence and hopefully set up his teammate here as Alex still wants to continue with this one. He's going to be taken down almost certainly. Gets away with it initially, and that could actually tempt Zipex to swing on this, and he doesn't know the AWP on the corner. Flashbang's effective, but so the shots from RPK. Looking for the double, not going to connect, but Apex will.
Let's bomb. That's a big chance. CT's starting to scurry away. Reposition. They have the numbers advantage. They aren't going to contest the bomb. That likely makes sense, given they have no info on how Astralis are grouped or coordinated at this point in time.
That was nice work from RPK, one of the few rifles available. Manages to sabotage the offense towards B. It's a nice effort there with a flashbang. Shoxy just setting up Apex nicely. Could have got out of that, to be honest with you, but still, he sets them up. They still have a 3-on-2 advantage. Apex will set up Shoxy for a chance here with the 1-dig, but unfortunately doesn't connect straight away. Now the Molotov and smoke. He'll have to wait as his teammate is actually flanking from the B step. That's going to be Alex.
He's got a real chance here. Device, however, finding his double kill. That's the flank from Alex. It's connecting, and it's doing more than enough. Maybe not. It's Zipex. Another clutch added to the tally. ZywOo had his signature weapon, and he couldn't get off the starting mark.
Yeah, he's struggling out there. He's 1-6 right now. ZywOo, you would expect him to just hit that shot, no problem at all. We didn't see it from his POV. Could have been awkward for him. It didn't look like an ideal situation, but still, all the aggro taken away towards those B steps, and it's going to be Zipex, that the clutch minister, as you referenced earlier. Yeah, he definitely should be in that, right? He's not flashed. The smoke's not averting his gaze at all. That was on a plate for him. He's having a rough time out there.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't much prettier on overpass either. When we were listening to the impact, it was not his name at the tip of the tongue. And of course, unnecessary. I mean, I'm not exaggerating listing ZywOo as a win condition for Vitality against a team like Astralis.
Yep, that's absolutely fair enough. If he goes MIA, you're going to have a rough time out there, even with other players stepping up. They're going for a 5-man stack in the middle, though. This is interesting. Mac 10 looks like it's taking care of business, but down to 2 HP once again. Tail between his legs. Dupree will scamper off back towards T-Spawn. Not before ZywOo will get at least 1 kill there, but good trade coming through. 2 versus 3, just about with Dupree's HP, and I'm not sure what Device is up to there. The spacing's off, and he's given away a rifle. He's allowed Shocks back into this round now, who actually picks up the rifle. Bit of a fake smoke, it looks at things as they fall back. They've got mid-control for Dupree, who actually starts to make his way towards CT Spawn now. So I think Zipex will just be waiting for Dupree to come in from elevators and see what's available. Same story with Zipex watching towards bridge. If he times as well, guaranteed frag, which he has. Shocks alone now, so they can essentially send Dupree in as the scout, as you referenced before on overpass. He's got no HP. He can make lots of noise and see if he can just bait Shocks out to swing. But he's actually gone straight in towards B, and he has got the bomb on his back. We'll see whether this works out. But looking good, Dupree. He'll just be holding towards the other side of the map. Shocks has to move now, unfortunately for him. He's got the AK-47. Look, there was a chance in this round, but stolen away.
Yeah, he's given them the sound cues as well, so Dupree might even get this kill. Knife out from Shoxy and good damage inflicted. Dupree, of course, can't take a single point. All of that wall bangable, but still he lives. And this duel between Shoxy and Dupree continues. He gets the info that Dupree is retreating, of course, looking to preserve what little he does still hold on to. Kevlar smoke, and looks like he'll find his Krieg in middle. So that's all worked out wonderfully for Astralis, and it is looking woeful for the Vitality defense at this point in time. They're pulling them around the map.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not for lack of kills or anything like that. They're hitting their shots. It's just closing these rounds out. Astralis are very good at putting the brakes on and working out how to get themselves out of the mess they've created. And it will be 2 players to survive there. Great work from Dupree and Zipex just to make sure that Shoxy had absolutely 0 chance. He wasn't even part of any sort of interaction there as Dupree scampers off the MAC-10, picks up the Krieg, and keeps the money strong for Astralis. They're up 6-1 after looking very impressive in the second half of Overpass. They're going to have 4 Kriegs, 1 AK-47. Alex on the AWP now. ZywOo potentially not feeling it. 2 and 7. One of those kills with the CZ. I think one of the opening pistol frags is his as well.
Very well,
so,
yeah.
And we'll see if he can come online, but this has been the slowest performance I've seen from him in a very long time.
Molotov from Alex. To stop that fast push, he has the support of ZywOo on the AWP. Yeah, it does seem indicative of a wavering confidence.
Yeah, we mentioned on the couch, like, he's not bad at Vertigo, it's just he doesn't go absolutely nuclear like you'd expect. This is a very quiet performance, as we'll see Alex. And this has happened to Vitality before. I've seen Alex pick up the AWP when things start to fall apart. You've got to have a B plan, and we'll see whether this is going to be where Glaive can survive. A couple of incendiary land at his feet. Have to drop the smoke. Speculative spam there from Apex as they see if they can fish out Dupree in that smoke position.
It does seem like, I mean, typical French style. RPK and Apex have come up with some real mid-round aggressions.
Yes.
A couple of protocols to take back that control of the stairs.
Instead of denying the rush of the incendiary and the smoke and trying to hold on to it while they reclaim it.
Like Inferno B site kind of vibes.
Yeah. So 4 on 5 in favor of Vitality here. Low HP device once again, but that hasn't really stopped them before, to be honest with you.
That was a gamble. Alex presents his cool new cap. Wants to show his Danish friends. Zipex does walk into the ZywOo short position. Does put them down to a 3 versus 5. This is the best shot we've seen from Vitality in a while. They cannot let this slip, and with knives out, Shox punishing the rotate, catching them on that bridge ahead of the flash. Magisk will be able to claw one back, but it's all on him. And with only 18 seconds, yes, a bomb, but not Apex. Has to be precise, down to 7. RPK can surely finish what his teammate has already started.
He's just looking for any frags available to him right now, just seeing if he can just continue to beat down on their economy. He'll save the Krieg, knowing his money's not amazing. Actually goes for the rest of his teammates as well. They're going to be in a tough position now as he'll save the Krieg. $2,000 in reserve. His money's about equal with his teammates. So that's a good save. If they do want to force into this round, which is certainly possible, they'll actually have a pretty decent bundle altogether. I would expect a tactical timeout here, and which is called right now. So nice work from RPK. So the double incendiary, the spam, flashes, baiting one of the players up, and then nice positioning from Shox as well. Funnels him back out of A. He's ready and waiting towards the bottom of that ladder. So it will be a tactical timeout from Astralis. They are going to buy into the round with that saved Krieg. It's not going to be great, though. It's going to be pistols, maybe a couple of SMGs with 1 rifle in the hands of Magisk.
To return to that B aggression while we have this timeout from Astralis, it was that Molotov that landed on Glaive 100% forced the smoke. Like, it landed so square in the middle of where you would be playing to watch that balcony. You know, the T gap in that fence where you can peek towards the catwalk. That Molotov combined with a flashbang, no less. So Glaive had to not only get away from the flames, he had to do so blind and deploy that smoke. It really was effective and did get them that early advantage they were looking for. So that's the second and the first real buy-round victory for Vitality. 2 on the board. Of course, we did see them pick up the 4th round as well, with 3 players surviving.
Well, let's get into it then. The Desert Eagles are out. Glaive quickly up the ladder here. We've got Alex boosted towards middle. That's a nice little position there on the toolbox. You can see him looking in towards ladder room. I dare say that's going to guarantee a frag momentarily. Spam and Device with a lot of kills in that position over the tournament so far. At least a couple. Let's see whether that Molotov will flush the CTs out. They're going to smoke and suggest someone's still there. But remember, there's 1 rifle here on the Danish side.
That Magisk Krieg scary, though. ZywOo's losing all of his health to those Deagle bullets. 50 caliber lodged in both of his toes. Still he stands. Alex still hesitant with all of his nades. You've seen 2 rounds in a row there. Still gets the Molotov out in time, trades it out, so they'll have an advantage. They'll be able to take control, but you can still hold the line over their flame. It's not going to give them too much of an advantage. Here's Magisk's rifle. Chance for Alex to take away the hard hitter, and he does. There is still Kevlar in play, though. That Krieg's going to be handed around like a hot potato. And Zipex just hot. catches him. Shocks onto Device, and Dupree, another Dupree Deeg, delivering.
Yeah, Shocks has been trying to force the issue with these flanks time and time again, and now they won't know the B's necessarily open, but, well, it'll be Glaive who walks in towards A. His teammates were getting ready to go towards the B bomb side. They certainly will now, but it's RPK. Great position for at least one kill here. That's all he needs as his teammate rotates in. They should be absolutely fine unless something disastrous takes place at this point. AK in hand. That first kill needs to be clean. They'll get both. No problem at all. Denies the bomb plant as we go 6-3 now. And remember, that was a full investment from Astralis there. With the saved Krieg, they went for Deagles and a P250. Didn't work out for them. No plants, and will be another partial buy on the agenda going forward. Here's the great shot from Dupree, waiting for Shocks to come through. A 1 Deeg, as you'd expect. MP9 for Shocks. He's bought perfectly into this round. Read it very well. Should better farm some cash here as they invest pretty much nothing at all. 1 P250, a Deagle. No armor, no nades. Should be a good chance for Vitality to start stacking some cash.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued to see where they put those SMGs, you know, just how aggressive. You know there's no armor, it's only P250s, and holding middle is Shoxy. Gets the first and the second with an MP9 and 1,200 bucks in his pocket for the future rounds. Alex has also managed to get a little bit of a double kill reward, in contrast to that of the rifles. And his back turns, Zipex takes his hands off the mouse and keyboard, accepts his fate, and knows that that is the fourth for their opponent. Vertigo, it's a second map, and it was Astralis' pick. I will reiterate that the first map was Vitality picking Overpass, trying to catch Astralis unawares with a surprise pick, a map we hadn't seen Vitality play in over 3 months. But it didn't quite work out for them, and now into the Astralis domain with a relatively convincing T side. 6 rounds already accrued.
Astralis back into full buys here. A couple of compromises. Device only with 1 single smoke here, and Shocks at the MP9 push middle. It's a crowd favourite. He'll go towards T-spawn. And he's got no contact whatsoever, so he can call rotations towards A already. He'll be chomping at the bit to get stuck in on this one. We've seen plenty of flanks from him. They've got the man advantage. Great shot from Glaive. It shuts down the AWP of Alex, who will be stuck in no man's land there. And Glaive now just wants to get stuck in. Can't find that quick second kill, though, and that's the bomb going down. This is a nightmare for Astralis.
Express delivery, and ZywOo finds form, a triple kill. That might very well be his first multi-kill round of Vertigo. Magisk, however, doing exactly the same back, and this time it bites just a little bit harder. RPK to clutch. 2 to find. Damage inflicted onto the Astralis members, but Magisk, if he goes for a straight-up plan here, he could get a double. They line up, and RPK, the tank, rolls over 2 in a split second. 5-6, Vitality equalizing.
Oh, great scenes there. It looked like Shocks had actually given the round up with the ambitious push with just the MP9 towards the A ramp. Mages with 3 kills in the round, but they didn't anticipate the B player in the form of RPK to be ready and waiting on the A site. And that comes from the push from Shocks. The fact he gets down towards that T-spawn position, he's confirmed that B's clear. Of course, RPK is going to rotate. That's all about information gathering at the very start. And that's why in defaults, you'll have someone at the generator and T-spawn watching for that push towards ladder, so no one can get that quick information. But they were doing a set piece at the very start. Astralis didn't have it covered. And more often than not, you'll be fine, but it's unfortunate. That's the round where they get towards T-spawn very quickly and allows RPK to come over.
It does seem very uncharacteristic of Glaive, though, to be so brazen with the bomb without that trade potential.
It looked like he didn't realize he had it.
Right.
Just a
bit of an oopsie.
Straight up mistake, yeah. You don't ideally want to be going in alone with 0 space in the bomb in your back, but it happens every now and then. We'll see a partial buy into this round, number 12, as Vitality starting to string some rounds together here. That's going to be 4 in a row for them as we go 6-5. Another A finish looking likely with a couple of smokes and some flashes.
Oh, sometimes Vertigo is so good, like this new map design, I can actually hear the construction like just around me.
It's very engaging, isn't it?
It really is.
Immersive.
Very immersive experience. CSGO on the up and up. ZywOo on the tag and frag. Gets it, and a second. Magisk shut down. These armored Deagles landing rather flaccid. A chance perhaps for Device to behead one is just the one-on-one versus Shoxy in middle, but he waits and he connects. 6-6, we level the score. 12 rounds of play so far on our second map, and Vitality, I mean, on their defense, would you still be expecting them to be coming into this half with a lead to stay competitive?
It's difficult to tell. Like, Vertigo is such a weird map right now. A lot of people are saying it's T-sided, but it's still, I think, such a small sample size to really work that out. We're seeing an evolution in strategy almost every single tournament we see it played. For now, though, I feel like both teams will be relatively happy. Astralis, they had a great start here. Vitality coming back online. Their money's looking pretty decent overall. This is where we get to the real
meat and veg.
rounds. Yeah, the meat and potatoes coming through. This is going to be a big one. We're going to see Alex back on the AWP. Interesting. Holding towards scaffolding right now, waiting for the flames to go down before he takes his pick. Smoke down as well. Inch by inch, he'll get a bit more info. As we'll see, this is more of a default approach from Astralis. There's a boost from Shoxy towards middle. That looks like a kill to me, but Glaber's ready for it. Great shot. Flashbang from Aegis as well helps him out. ZywOo, that's knife out. No idea they're that close, but Alex, he'll get the call. Looking for a double.
I think he might have been operating under the assumption that Alex was actively AWPing it. Trying to knife for the jiggle down long, and they were already right up the ramp. Alex going to be feeling apologetic, perhaps, but still standing and a chance to redeem. RPK, interesting that he's so brazen on top of those boxes, but it does mean he can get a whole lot of information. Look at that boost angle.
Okay, that's a cool one.
He can catch them on the way up the stairs, and he can even probably jump on that head to jump peak middle.
Yeah, that looks like a guaranteed frag to me. They're going to walk up and have no idea that's a thing.
Give me that X-ray back. Thank you. dupreeh wasn't quite on his way just yet, and here's the tip of the head, a tap. He was not expecting that whatsoever.
That's really cool. Well done by RPK. Great first half from him so far. Mages, though, same story. 2 versus 2. And he runs around still with 25 seconds on the clock. RPK, he could have closed things out right there and then. It's Alex. Remember, he started the round with the AWP. He's now swapped over to the M4. Coming in from the B-steps position. He has a Molotov and a flash available to him. And more importantly, the kit as well. But he's up against one of the world's best in these sort of scenarios. It's Zipex, who's got a very impressive rating in terms of the clutches on Vertigo, but it's not going to work out for him this time. Alex, patient as you like, just walks up and helps himself to the frag. Guaranteed defuse as Vitality will take the lead now 7-6. He'll recover a Krieg. He still has that utility. It wasn't required at all in the clutch.
That's beautiful. We said he'd look for redemption, and that's a perfect 1v1 clutch victory versus Zipex. Puts them in the lead. Firm grasp as well, considering that should Astralis concede here, they're going to be having to come into the last round with butter knives and toasters.
Great boost there. Really enjoyed that. Like, it's a boost I haven't seen before, and you can see how advantageous that angle is. You can get the same sort of shot from the bomb side boxes himself and just have a very difficult shot there, but that gives you a few more inches just to have a bit more of an off angle. You see dupreeh wasn't pre-aiming that whatsoever.
It was like his whole head, a perfect T-head shape.
He like took, what, three clicks just to make sure he got it and nailed it. Great stuff.
You can see Vitality been putting in their homework, putting in the hours to stay competitive. You're coming into Katowice, all of the top 10 in attendance. You know that you have to be presenting a map pool unlike you've ever shown before to truly have a shot at the trophy here, and clear innovations displayed by Vitality already.
Yeah, 5 maps is not good enough anymore. It's all about the map pool and being able to run over your opponents and be ready for whatever they're going to throw back. We'll see round 14 come through.
Map ocean.
Yeah, indeed. So, ZywOo back on the AWP. Starting to feel himself a little bit more, perhaps. Maybe he doesn't trust the fact that Alex didn't give him that information the round before.
Perhaps, and saw the T's going for some sort of boost. The wild bullets do favor the CTs, it seems, and there's nades where that came from as well. Little shaken. Astralis might want to slow this one down. They have control of middle. Alex removes control of ramp and the bomb. No one yet to contest that either, with Device going down kind of on his own. This round gets infinitely more difficult now.
Certainly does. Bit of damage inflicted. Minute on the clock, but the bomb down in a horrible position. Glaive can recover it at least. There's an incendiary landing at his front door, but he gets out in time. CT's happy to relinquish the bomb there. They've got a 5 versus 3. They don't have to lock down that part of the map. It's not a bomb site. Time is under 1 minute now. As we hit the 45-second mark, they're going to finish up towards A and just walk up and hope for the best, but looks things. Shocks towards the sandbags once again. Molotov available, but will they use it in that position? It really will telegraph as to what their final intentions are.
A little off kilter. Glaive flashing himself 30 seconds. Haven't quite got the time to fully commit to the check, and no, not seeing the Molotov fly out just yet towards the sandbags. That means he goes completely unchecked, and now Shoxy, it's a guarantee. It's a complete freebie. 1 and 2, teaching us the basics of maths. Not quite going to find the third, though. But no time for this one. Magisk, unfortunately, he just has to accept that this round will not be his. Just strolling down the ramp, thinking about his choices in the last round of play. He'll be bringing that Krieg in.
Well, that's the second time that's happened in this first half so far. Astralis will be kicking themselves if it allows it to happen once again. It's certainly a position you would overlook given the circumstances. There's a low clock available at the very top. You're in a 5-on-3 already. He found an opening kill towards the bomb site. You would assume that it would be open, but Shox plays this very well indeed. He waits till one player is fully committed, and out of the equation, he's got no gun in his hand. He can't fight. You never shoot the bomb planter first. You always take down the supporting player to make sure you've got a guaranteed frag on the second. So he does a very good job in that department, and we will see a scrappy buy in round number 15 here for Astralis. You've got Galils, Mac-10s, UMPs, and one Krieg. And Dupree, he's not slowing down as he hits the first headshot. That's Apex being removed. You'd assume RPK's on the other side here. Tries to flash Dupree off, and he gets a great shot towards middle. Shox removed.
A missed shot from Shox and immediately punished. Dupree is looking crispy in Katowice. 3 for 3. And I was going to say the weapon advantage lies with the T's, but as an M4 graces Alex's palms, and except that Zipex is still working with an SMG, it does look a little more dire. Alex actually considering some aggression here. Can work out the position of Device from the trajectory of the nades, and so he continues his advance, expecting a retreat, and that's the frag he was looking for. The rest commit towards B. Glade across and immediately eliminated. You've come to RPK's site. You better bring your best. 9-6 on the half, and the French have come into Astralis' map pick fighting.
Great half of Counter-Strike once again. This series is warming up nicely. It's the tank leading the charge with 16 kills. Shock just beneath him with 14. What year is it, Alex? We'll find out after this break.
And I feel the lies and I feel the sand. Forever hold.
So we both know there's Nazis living in America.
You know what the best revenge is? Revenge.
Let's do a little dance, make a little love, and get down tonight.
Showtime.
It's about justice for 11 million people.
Hello. I saw you move in, and I wanted to welcome you to the neighbourhood with some homemade biscuits.
Oh, that's so nice.
And a little tip. Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Oh.
Cookies?
Biscuits.
Is there a little nutmeg in there?
Oh, it's my mum's secret recipe.
You can tell me.
It's a secret.
Is it cinnamon?
It's my mum's secret recipe.
Call Geico and see how easy saving on homeowners and condo insurance can be.
I'll come back for the plate.
Right from the start, I see the end. A world torn apart, but I know we're meant. Forever hold.
ESL Pro Tour CSGO Masters Championship. We're live from Katowice. It's our second map of our second series on our second day. I'm Machine, I'm joined by Henry G, and we've seen Vitality post a very respectable defense on the Astralis map pick. Vertigo continues now with the French on the attack. 9-6 the score, Hank. How are you feeling about Astralis' chances of closing in 2?
I still think they're going to get the 2-0. I remember they've won all the pistol rounds so far and had clean conversions in every single encounter. I expect the same thing, but if Vitality can find a pistol victory here, maybe we do see the third map. I think it comes down to that, but let's get into the second half as we'll see Vitality switch over to their T side now. 1 smoke, 2 flashes, the exact same buy that Astralis had in their pistol round, and we'll get into it now. See if there's any aggression from the CT side. They're going to send 3 players towards the A-Ram quick as you like, and Device to lead the charge as Dupree just probing towards B here. He's got many bodies outside that B bomb site. Here comes the flash, and actually going to be the smoke, so he will get vision at least, but they're pushing their way up towards B.
Yeah, and the second flash does catch him perfectly, and doing the dance, ZywOo does get the first. Glaive tucked in to catch. And here's the drop of the boost. He knows one's in the corner, and Alex can't challenge either. He's gone down. ZywOo's willing to challenge as well. A lot of players utilizing the jump to try and exploit their opponent's crosshair placement, and it's working wonderfully. 4v4 though, and the nade doesn't do too much. Just tickles the tank.
See what can be done here. Everything slows down for a second. There was a chance there for ZywOo, but caught on the reload of the Glock. Does upgrade to the USP now. They're going to start transitioning over. Fantastic shot from RPK. He hasn't missed many today. ZywOo continues their rampage on this side of the map, and that should be it. The bomb's going to be planted. No kits available right now. They've got a smoke and a flashbang, but Apex, there's no way he's going down here. It would just take a missed shot from him, but he absolutely nails it right in the back of the skull of Zipex, and that's going to be their first pistol of the series so far. That's Magisk saving the smoke and flashbang potentially here. Not many options available to him.
God, there's not much of a sadder sentence than saving the smoke and the flashbang here. That's pretty damn depressing.
Yeah, it doesn't go too well for Astralis there whatsoever, but very well done from Vitality, making their way up towards the B side, is bullying their way in with a very effective flashbang to kick things off there. It was Glaive answering back with 1, but then ZywOo coming online now. He'll get 2 big frags and survive the round as well. 1 will go off. Nice positioning on the post-plant situation. That's Apex watching the flanks, making sure there's no funny business going on. And double digits found early on here for Vitality. And we just will survive, just to note that. So what we see the force buy in the second. It was Vitality that opted against it, went for the buy in the third, if you remember. So we'll see a Desert Eagle for Mages. So he will be confirming they're going for the force here. So Deagle Armor, a Scout for Device, UMP for Glaive. Here's a replay. RPK, great shot. This one maybe even better. Long range, 1 bullet, clean as you like. Same story for this one. Apex makes no mistake there.
This could be the 10th round in a row. If my maths is terrible, it's actually not. It could be the 9th round in a row for Vitality. 10th, the one following. They really strung them together at the end of that CT half and now into the T side, winning one of their first, in fact, the first pistol of this series so far. However, that's a big advantage gifted by Apex. Glaive finds him with the UMP. Dupree's hearing the steps. They're charging towards B. A full commitment once again, and the Deagle doesn't connect. Zipex's, however, does. Just the 1-for-1, though. Alex is on a double at the moment and tucks in on quad. Once they get that smoke to slow them down, it's a Scout, it's a Deagle. Utility holds a whole lot of power here, but they are low, and that Scout can punish.
Certainly can. Waiting for any players overstepping the mark here. Zipex will now get some backup from Glaive. Device holding towards the quad position, but it's a double kill from Vitality. That's the round locked down. You can't really take this with a Scout's armor and a smoke, so he's going to fall back here. That pretty much guarantees 3 rounds now for Vitality. That 10-round streak will be coming into full fruition, as we'll see an Eco coming up next, recovering the Kriegs here. Any bits and pieces he can find. Alex with 15 kills so far, gets 3 kills in that particular round. And that's going to be a complete shutdown there. A couple of kills found for Astralis, but not quite enough to deny the plant. Quick access towards B found, and then a nice clean finish. Device making his way back in towards B. He's going to see if he can find the Galil potentially, but the bomb has thrown it off the map, so he'll go into Nectar of a Scout and maybe some P250s around him. And that's at the top end as well, potentially just USPs.
Not again. But this is the sad tale of the CT side. It can sometimes spiral, especially after a half. You know, a 9-6 doesn't sound so bad, especially when you win the pistol, but should you concede, margin for error can get ripped from you very, very quickly. Vitality looking very flush for cash and starting their assault now into the 18th. Device will be smoking off ramp aggressive and also taking that Scout up towards the crane. Very good at taking these fights, Device. He actually wants to finish it with the nade. If Apex doesn't move, he does. and lives to fight another day elsewhere. Shox has managed to connect, and looks like so have the entire Vitality squad into B. Rinse, repeat. B site successful again.
12 and Device manages to hit 3 shots of the Scout so far. Only yields 1 kill, but still getting warmed up nicely. He's almost certainly going to go down here, seeing if there's anything else available to him. Another Scout shot connects, but do need to hit either cleaning the head or a couple in the body to find the kill. Another chance here. Great stuff. They might consider their options here. They want to fall back. He's actually doing a little bit too much damage for their liking. And there's finally a shot missed, and that should be it. He's going to go down here. Not quite. The HE just tickles his back.
Anyone else?
Yeah, maybe. I think they've just given it up now. It's like, you know what? Let's let him keep his Scout. Like, that's fine.
You know what, mate? I've changed my mind.
Yeah. So he's RPK patrolling that rifle now. Should be able to finish things off, which is the correct thing to do. Make sure he can't get a Krieg into the next round. We saw how powerful that was in the hands of RPK towards the B bomb site. Enables the Anchors to feel a lot more confident by themselves, especially towards B.
That's a really good point, yeah, of course. The scavenged Krieg on RPK did make the B site look like, I mean, just his score will tell you how hard the B site was for them to take. 20-7.
Yeah.
You said, what year is it? Well, it's 2020 and 20 frags for RPK.
Big performance from him. He's the kind of name you need to be turning up in spades if you could have a chance to take down Astralis. They haven't had to rely on ZywOo so far, but they've got a pretty convincing lead so far. It's 12-6, but they've lost the aforementioned ZywOo. At the start of the round there, we said Device, his calling card, is playing that A ramp, finding the opening picks, and he's delivered. 5-on-4, repositions back towards short.
He's really done his research on that sandbags battle versus that AWP boost over the box, peeking the side of it, the wallbang damage. He's likely spent many times in the lab working that one out. You can see the protocols in place. Apex, he's got his 3 nades flying through the sky. Device, he's flying through the frags. 3 now as he catches Apex's bottom. Finally, will be silenced, but Shox has been thrown to the wolves. 4 Danish wolves, to be precise. Has got the bomb and has got time, so he's going to look to inflict as much damage as he can. $50 in the back pocket of Dupree. He's desperate to keep hold of that M4, and Shox has an opportunity to try and take as many as he can away.
Looking very good for the first round here in the second half for Astralis. Shox, yeah, not much he can do with this one, but a couple of kills, considering they've got 0 money right now, would be big. But Dupree holds on strong. Confirms a clean round there, only 1 player going down. It was Device, but he found 3 kills. They've recovered the AWP, so no problem at all. They're going to want to keep that up. Watch out for Device being a dynamic AWP. That's something he's known for. He's very good at this repositioning every single round. You never really know where he's going to be. Now he's shown such a strong presence towards A. He might consider options towards middle at this point. We've seen a lot of T-spawn picks towards the middle area with the AWP. That seems to be a very viable option these days. I want to see more of that. I love the aggressive plays towards middle on the CT side with calculated utility.
I remember watching Fnatic's CT side on Vertigo, but where they would just straight up walk in. Brolin would just Krieg it out and just stroll into middle. There's so much control and info, and of course, if you keep your ears perked up, you'll be able to hear so much information from middle. That's the shot Device hit. He had 3 targets, and he still was able to choose in the fraction of a second, the third as well, just before the flash popped.
Yeah, great stuff in Device. Money strong, though. Maybe not, actually. Looking like it might be a little bit of damage. Going for a partial buy. So they could have actually brought a few rifles out, but they've gone for the more conservative approach, which is absolutely fine. They've got a 12-7 lead. They can still win this round for sure. We'll see if Glaive will blink at all as he gets a bit of backup towards the B side. Dupree will be joining in at the top of the steps. Good damage. Headshot through the corner there, and that's their cue to strike here. They can get an equal trade at this point. They're in a great position, but from the window, just a barrage of bullets there spraying down. The incendiary, once that's confirmed, they should be safe. They've got time to reposition, rotate over, and the chaos will stop for a few seconds at least.
Dupree was jiggling for that exact peak, and the box sent back to spawn as Alex throws that one off the map, or Dupree makes sure he does.
It goes back to where the bomb went off.
Where the bomb went off, excuse me.
So it used to go back to T-spawn, which is really weird. You could drop it off and go back to T-spawn. Now it just lands exactly
where you left. Okay, fine. Haven't gone. I mean, I jump off the building a lot when we play Vertigo, but I don't take the bomb. That's usually. Don't. I mean, I'm not usually taking the bomb.
My favorite thing about our Vertigo games is just the silence before you go down, and I look at the top right, and it's just like the room's quiet for a little bit, and I was like, do I want to laugh at this?
You want to talk
is
about
it an awkward moment?
Or?
It's averaging 1 every other game you're right now. The ratio. It's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I do have this habit of saying jump off if you're cool.
That is a good one as well. When you jump off your cool at the end of the round, you never timed it correctly.
Let's never say never, Henry. I have got it a couple of times. It looks pretty cool.
Well, RPK, that is the opposite of cool, really. Through the smoke he goes. And there's a good trade, so fair play. ZywOo now has control of the B step, applying pressure towards Dupree.
I don't think ZywOo's done. Apex posted up for the A-ramp push, but it won't be getting too many fights there at this moment in time. Just Device patrol. Hello?
He's crashed at them, something.
That must be something funny going on, something fishy.
Unless he was lining up the grenade.
Could have been.
When the bullets started being fired, though, you just move out the way, right? He didn't move at all. Maybe he was so engaged with throwing whatever smoke he was lining up. It looked like to me he was not moving at all.
Nothing in the chat, though, so...
Oh, yeah, they've also crashing in chat, question mark. So something happened there. That looked too odd. But still, they might win the round.
Damage inflicted, we have to play on. 3 versus 3 as Magisk ensures level odds for this take. The bomb on the back of Shockside was the one for the first contact. It's good damage, but the trade is not swift enough. And the smoke towards window as well. He's giving himself the perfect room to maneuver. A new line found and a frag as well. Zipex onto Apex.
So even with a player crashing at the top of the B side there, meaning he was just removing the game, he couldn't do anything. Sometimes it happens, computers and all that. We're going to see somehow, some way, Astralis picking up the round with Magisk just absolutely going ham with that creep. We see how powerful that is towards B. We mentioned it before, and it's kind of really encapsulated there as one kill found for Shock. Still got a good chance in this one as he brings it back to a 1 versus 1 now. Device to the AWP, no kit available, bomb to go down. He's at the scene of the crime here, but the smoke allows Shocks to reposition back towards the B steps.
This could be for Vertigo. A round that Astralis were gifted. They took it by force. 3 players falling to Shocks. 2 so far. 1 last on the docket. It is Device closing in. He's still got the AWP. No sidearm in his grasp. Trying to draw the fire and hits the shot. My goodness. Cold as ice. Didn't look like he even broke a sweat. A sigh of relief perhaps, but that's the 9th for Astralis. Damage control complete.
I didn't think Device stood a chance there when he had no kit, the AWP, and it was close range encounter as well. He could have been absolutely done for there. Maybe Shock's giving him a bit too much respect at that point. We all called the technical timeout. It was a crash there. 2 PCs, 3 people crashed on the Astralis side apparently for a good 10 seconds or so. So somehow they win the round. A sigh of relief for sure. I suppose the right team won in the end. They had a good advantage, but it was still on a knife's edge. So well played to Magisk to bring that round back in their favor. And of course the Device, he finds his 21st frag there and maybe even saves the map. As you mentioned, that would have been an absolute disaster if that one goes awry. But in terms of money, Vitality, they struggled with the buy in the previous round. They've got an average of $3,300 right now. At the very top end, you got Shocks at $4,100. That's about it. You might just want to take a partial buy here and allow Astralis to get to double digits. This technical timeout, they're not going to discuss anything at all. This is the moment. So you can see, after those shots, you're out of there. So he's obviously crashed at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it did look so peculiar, seeing that elbow just stay completely static.
But it does provide good context for how monumental this was for Magisk. They've lost a player by virtue of a crashed PC and somehow win the round.
Shox did it its very best. Let's see it from Device's POV. It just looks so calculated. Catches him.
Yeah, Shoxy knows he maybe gave him a bit too much respect there, allowed him to get to the bomb, smoke on top of it, knew exactly where he was. Great play from Device, but Shox definitely had the advantage there.
Too much room to maneuver?
I feel like he could apply more pressure, more shots when the smoke went down as well, just making some footsteps, making things awkward. Just kind of dry peeked after the bomb was touched. Pretty standard stuff. Really didn't toy with him at all. Didn't see if it was a fake defuse going on.
Steps and
completely baited out with the smoke going down. Assumed he had the defuse kit, I suppose. But great stuff from Device as we get back into the action momentarily. As mentioned before, Vitality don't have many options going to round number 22. It's make or break time now. Vitality give this map up with the series completed. Astralis, great performance on Overpass from it. They did pick up both pistols and conversions here. Finally given one up in the second half here of Vertigo. They actually gave it the 0-3 themselves, but now won 3 rounds in response. So looking to make that 4 and looking very likely to do so. So Shox is just inquiring how long he has to wait. Wants to get back in there.
He's definitely feeling hot after that last round, despite, of course, Device's heroics taking the victory away. That would have put 13 on the board. God, it could have been 13-8 had Device not made that look easy. Loading back in shortly. Into the action then, round 22. If you've just joined us, Vitality tried to throw a spanner in the works with Overpass, but it seems it's the second map, Astralis' pick, where that spanner truly arrived. 12-9. Analysts still touting Astralis' favourites, and we'll see why here. Just the pistols from the French half buy. Looking to make it costly for Astralis. Thinking big picture. So first, no issues for dupreeh to reposition as well. Double AWPs on Vertigo, Henry. Not your favorite, though.
Not my favorite, but I don't mind it. It's the same story for Nuke. Like, it's not my first choice, to be honest with you, but a lot of teams make it work. Like Team Liquid run double AWPs on CT side of Nuke all the time and look very, very effective with it. And we'll see if Astralis can do the same. In this particular round, it's a little scarier considering up against the pistols, but very well held there at the start. You get the opening kill, drop your utility, reposition, set up the crossfires, and put the ball back in their core, as it were.
Your turn.
Oh, I like that. Some 80s robotic effects there.
Yeah, that sounded sick. I feel like Skrillex is about to drop a whole new track on us.
That was, yeah, a little sneak peek of what's to come, potentially. Wow. 40 seconds remaining, no nades. Vitality to seeing if there's any overzealous CT players pushing in towards their crosshairs, but everyone's saying very patient. Look at the bomb. Okay, so Alex has the bomb right now towards the A ramp. His teammates are just going to run in towards B. Hope for the best here. Make it look like this is the full commitment. The bomb won't be spotted. You will see after you kill each player, the bomb's still not there. So you're going to keep one player towards A at least. Maybe not. We have got Device who's left A, so the bomb will be planted. Decent effort here. This was a partial buy from Vitality. It gives every player on the T side now extra $800 going to that next round. Maybe even gets a kill out of this. He does not, but like I said, that's extra cash that they desperately needed here. They had $1,900 after that partial investment per player. Loss bonus certainly racking up, but every little helps. It means they get full buy across the board now, and that's reflected on the money. You can see 5,500 on a couple of players there. Wouldn't have enough for absolutely everything if they wanted to get an AWP out. So every dollar always helps out. And like I said, great stuff from dupreeh. Gets that first kill, doesn't overcommit, drops the utility, back towards the quad position, and just hits shot after shot. No problem at all.
Looks very comfortable when you watch it from his POV. The last shot, though, spectacular. Transitioning to that USP and just shrugging off Apex's push. Seeing a lot of teams opt for this one. Saw G2 throw this first. It was Kenny who I personally saw throwing that Molotov towards the sandbags.
It's down to the timings, right? Because on the T side, you can just run up the A ramp. You can just get up there and you'll be at the corner at the same time as the CTs, right? It's a real nightmare. So you want to just try and deny that if possible. And that actually works out for ZywOo. He'll be holding towards the bottom of the A ramp, take down Device. Finally shuts him down. He's got 21 kills with his name devices. We'll see dupreeh on that secondary AWP, still patrolling towards the B bomb site. Alex is over there right now, just making sure there's no flanks coming through. But plenty of time remaining, a man advantage, and all of their utility pretty much. 4 smokes and Molotovs here.
ZywOo could get a taste of lead here. Zipex playing that close angle. It always seems like such a risk. Unlikely, and I'm unwilling to describe it as a one and done, though, when Zipex is the one playing it. Apex, he's making it clear. He's right around the corner. You can hear the pins pulled. That's the word I was trying to say. And Zipex, he's fragging a whole lot better than I'm talking.
Wow, that's a great way to get back into the round there. The flashbang from his teammate as well. Oh, shocks. He pushed all the way towards middle. Makes a bit of a meal of the kill, but didn't take too much damage, so it doesn't really matter. That's absolutely fine. 30 seconds remaining. The bomb's actually outside the B bomb site right now. They're going for another cheeky boost here, getting Alex up towards the site.
It's a nice way to peek that kind of metal girder position we see people hold B stairs from. And Zipex, despite the flash, he gets the bomb planter as well. That was ZywOo. Bomb's loose now, and Alex, he's got to find 2 players close quarters. dupreeh's made things awkward. There's a smoke on the other side, no less. And with just 9 seconds, Shoxy, some ridiculous 3 taps is all he had to hope for, and instead it will just be dupreeh's Deeg chipping away at them. And so 12-11, this game continues to stay as close as can be.
Really enjoying dupreeh's AWP right now. You can see it's getting in the mind of Apex there in the middle of the team. It's going to be Zipex. This was when the round really came in their favor. Look how blind that kid is. Apex absolutely wrecked there. And then Zipex, he couldn't have got a better kill here. The fact the bomb goes down with less than 20 seconds on the clock, dupreeh just gets himself back in towards the core position. Wasn't even expecting the flank coming through. The only chance Vitality really had was Shox's position towards CT spawn. If he gets a really clean kill there, a bit more confidence, he might have been able to do a bit more of that. But he was quite static after finding the kill. I feel like he was detected. He didn't want to do too much of it. But Apex starting to step up here. Can he get the double kill with that Desert Eagle? Zipex seems to believe in that fact. He'll fall back here. Drops a grenade, but doesn't do too much damage. It's up to Majors now again. A lovely shot. The AK can't do it. M4 recovered. And man advantage towards Vitality, but not for very long at all.
Apex, he had a chance to neutralize Glaive. Zipex is there as well, though, in tow. ZywOo makes it clear that Apex is not alone as he throws a clip through the wooden boards. But, oh, look at Zipex reaggressing so early into the round. There's 70 seconds on the clock. He's calling this clear. He might continue his walk. Apex is low, and he's going to get sent even lower. Big frag.
Yeah, Zipex very aware of all the possible risks there. You see him spamming towards scaffold and he's saying, I know you might be there. Don't swing on me. Just let me fall back. Call this one a draw.
He's going to see the gun.
Yeah. Well, if there's a rifle, I think he would, but the pistol actually shrouds the vision for a little bit here. ZywOo might be onto something here. Is he going to check the corner? I don't think he is. So ZywOo didn't even have to take that quick kill, but he does. 2 on 2. Right back in this round now.
What's Shock's up to during all this? ZywOo's on ramp, Shock's just behind him in tow, looking to be responsible for that flank. And now at M4, gaming. One of them has armor. ZywOo will be working with the favorable Krieg. Of course, he has no armor, so we'll be treating that a little more patiently from the flank. Speaking of patience, is dupreeh. 20 seconds, though. To stop the plant, there's only one man for the job, and it will be glaive. They're going in silently, just walking into the site, and they'll start punching the digits, but it's the frag that glaive was hoping for. Now, all onto Shoxy. 1 versus 2, looking to cross back and gets the first. His first clutch was stolen from him by Device, and now it's dupreeh to dash his dreams once again. He has an opportunity to do so. Health advantage for him as well, but only the sidearm.
Yeah, he knows damage has been inflicted, and he got the information from his teammate, ran towards short at least. He has got the smoke and a kit. Shox has not won a bucket load of clutches on Vertigo so far. Can he close this one out? He certainly can. Great positioning, good shot there, and it's going to be Shox coming out clutch as he recovers the AWP, gets a 22nd frag on the board. Astralis given up after winning 5 rounds in a row there. Right down to the wire, and that was ZywOo just getting back into the round there with the picked up Krieg and somehow finding a little bit of space there, and the round tumbles apart here. This was the moment. Zipex trying to get information for his team, gives it up. Glaive was trying to buy as much time as he possibly could for the flank to come through, but Shoxy delivers on all fronts here. Very well played.
Shoxy's decision with half health to just play in, standing in my mind in the open, does that, that you just said the off angle? He's just theory crafting, dupreeh's coming in.
You don't want to hold the most obvious position where they're going to be planning. You want to, like, if you can jump on him before he even touches the bomb, like he's not going to be anticipating that.
Well, I think Alex will just have his shoulder spotted. Not too much damage yet to be inflicted. Instead, the majority actually of early damage from the nade is glaive. Down to 68. Aggressive hold towards ramp, but no AWPs in sight. Certainly not Devices. He's taking his elsewhere.
Don't like this. Oof. Thought he was going down before there. Glaive's a brave man. So that means the AWP is in a different position. It's not at the A ramp this time. We said Device was known to be a dynamic AWP. He's currently holding a CT spawn towards middle. His teammate's not feeling exactly comfortable. He'll transition back in towards the sniper deck. Good incendiary from Zipex. He's trying to deny access towards scaffolding here, follow them up the ramp. That's where Device is now watching. Smoke deployed towards the top of that position. Oh, it's a great smoke as well. It's such a sick one. Like, you can see them coming up. If they commit, they get gray screen. You can still see their ankles.
That's so powerful. And he's got the lineup as well. The counter is Apex. He just straight bull rushes it, crossing to sandbags. That's going to draw Device out. Now a smoke arriving. They've got a real shot at this one, and it looks like they have to commit now with 24 seconds. Glaive's on top, and he doesn't connect the bullets. The flames bring him down to 2 HP. He's still not dead. He's still not dead. Instead, it's dupreeh. Apex shuts down Glaive and ZywOo. He has to get the bomb down, and now they've got a real shot at this. Advantages just swapping hands back and forth. Magisk now onto Apex. It's a 2v2. Will they calm down for a second? It seems they will.
It's an open plan here. 2 versus 2. This is the kill. RPK. He shows way too much there, and ZywOo had to connect his shot. It's not going to happen. They know exactly where he is. One of the scrappiest rounds so far, but certainly one of the most exciting. It wasn't clear who was coming out on top. Everyone was blind, sitting in smokes. No idea who's going to win the round, but it comes out in favor of Astralis as they'll bring things to 13-11 now. Make it 12. As we'll see plenty of money available for Vitality and a tactical timeout called by Astralis actually after winning that round. It was a very chaotic one. Adrenaline's pumping. Communication could have been a bit off there with all the chaos that was ensuing around the map. But they've got an opportunity. This is where they can tie things up at 13-13 on the CT side. Money's good for Vitality, though. They're happy this call-out has been made. So we'll see 8K on Shox. Same story for ZywOo. They haven't invested just yet, but there's certainly a buy available. Do we see that double AWP setup coming again?
Did slap. This is Zipex. You can see this chaos. Just watch as the perspectives jump. That could have very well have been the Vitality round if he sprayed.
He ran through those smokes in his screen right now, through the flames, while blind, and had 3 players in front of him. That could have been a disaster for Astralis, but they held it well.
He jumped on top of the sight boxes, then jumped over the smoke. Spraying wildly at sandbags, landed in a Molotov and still survived just to live another day. The frags kept coming and so do the rounds. It's time for round number 26 as they stay inseparable, 12-13. Glaive considering Crane, but some speculative shots dissuade, and now actually Apexes are the ones to be caught. Look at this position from Zipex. He's gonna... Oh, he's set up for so much. Does he wait? No trigger discipline, no need. Instead, the spray, but ZywOo adjusts now. The nades are coming in. What's happening? Chaos injected into Vertigo, and Glaive's not done. Takes the AWPer out of the equation, and just 2 remain.
That's insane. I really enjoyed that from Zipex especially. He could have displayed some trigger discipline there, but they knew exactly what was going on. They could detect the boost on the other side. They start spamming through the smoke. Of course, ZywOo gets one through it. Absolute pandemonium as we go into their 4-on-2 now. This is a huge round, and dupreeh, what a great position this is. He's got every advantage he could possibly ask for against RPK, but his crosshair is getting dangerously close to the head of dupreeh as he starts to fall back. Crisis averted for now, at least. Shox with the flashbang. This could work out quite nicely. We have to be one hell of a flashbang.
Just underhanding it? Or double peeking it. That seems almost better. Draws the attention. RPK does it all on his own. No need. Shox yet to reveal his hand. Device about to use his to pull that trigger on the cross. Nothing to stop it other than Molotov, and I think that's done enough. Now RPK's fight is with Magisk, and a double kill so far from the bearded man. And another triple kill from Magisk. 13-13, and a roar from Coach Zonic, keeping things as close as can be. What's the Vitality money situation, though?
I'm reporting in now live here from Vertigo, Alex. It's not looking amazing, I'll be honest with you. We have got a serious situation of all 5 players being beneath $4,000. So we're going to see a partial buy here with Desert Eagles and Armor as we tie up the scoreline 13-13. It's a great start from Zipex at the start of this round, pushing them back towards the B site, closing things out in Star Wars Magisk, who's just an absolute rock at the B bomb site.
Could you imagine, could you imagine if weather forecasters actually delivered it like that? Maybe weather forecasters and shoutcasters, there's something there. And, well, this round has been and gone. Triple kill from Magisk up against the Armored Deagles. And, oh, missed shot from
Chance.
Device, and quite the opposite from Apex, a weapon as well.
Oh, Device, you're a brave man, my friend.
AWP on his back. He's going to throw the money. They're going to push that for sure. He's in trouble. And he's not. I changed my mind. Actually, it's the USP. Double kill, 2 taps into the skull of RPK. He could have been punished. That could have spiraled, but no. So stable. Device.
Yeah, as soon as he gets that incendiary down, he knows he's getting at least one more there. They was certainly going to commit off it. He was quite lucky to get both of them, but it was great shots regardless. Impressed by that. It's going to be the lead now for Astralis after winning 3 rounds in a row in this second half. Vitality in a lot of trouble here, but that was the eco. They are going to have plenty of money here as their final timeout is called. Krieg's coming forward. We'll have a look at the scoreboard while we're here. At the very top, still Shox and RPK. The latter with 24 kills, Shox with 23. ZywOo having a better performance in this map, at least with 17 and 20. Apex, after a strong showing on Overpass, now down at the bottom with a 12 and 20 showing there. Device, of course, at the very top with 24 kills from that Magisk. They are looking very strong indeed. Always enjoy it when Device is popping off, especially on Vertigo. Absolute master of the map. We'll get into round number 28 here with a ZywOo up.
What he can do with it, especially considering the amount of prep, and Device has already displayed his affinity for taking these fights. Starts with a slow left crawl, has the close wall held with that tight line, and can pop the head off should he need to, but they bait and switch.
Yep,
that is so coordinated. That's hot.
Yeah, there's so many mind games going on towards that A ramp right now with these AWPers especially. So they just show him at the top of the skull there, just so his crosshairs
moving up.
I'll have a look at that. I don't think you know I've seen you, but then of course the swing from beneath. It's all calculated. It's all by design, and we'll see a nice opening kill there for Vitality. They'll have a 5-on-4.
Oh, I love that we watched that from Device's POV though, because you can see that lust, bloodlust, tip of a head, quick adjust. And Apex completely covered by the guys of the scope. Here we go. More utility exchange. Now bullets as well. Apex onto Zipex. X gonna give it to you. 5 standing for Vitality in order to keep things level. Shox has mid control, but only for a second. Magisk relinquishes it. A single frag was all it took, and now Vitality looking a little bit more one-dimensional until RPK arrives on the scene and maintains mid.
He is towards middle, that's for sure. No one towards B at all here for Team Vitality. dupreeh's going to take a bit of a gamble here and join his comrades towards the A side of the map. Molotov's being deployed now. RPK gets another frag. It's going to be a massive advantage for Vitality. They hightail it back towards the B side. Great call from Alex here. That should guarantee things. Apex can stay on this side of the map. That's usually his role regardless. If he gets 1 kill, call it done, and we will do. It's going to be 14-14. And remember, we've kind of run out of timeouts, I think, on the Vitality side. I think Astralis potentially have 1 more remaining. So they will buy up. Money's not great. We've got Glaive down to 3,800, 4,000 for Zipex and Mages, so there is a buy there, but it's compromised to say the least. And this is how things open up. Remember, with the bait at the back there, Device, it's Crosshair flirting with the back boxes, and then Apex will punish with 2 opening. Massive frags there.
Retro Apex. 4 frags in that round, but the first 2, just glorious sequence of movements. Checking Scaff, swift into the ramp peak, and now these next decisions you make determine whether we see 3 or not. Vitality, they've got everything they could desire, but are they ready for this? Last time, ZywOo just slapped him with a scope through the smoke, and he does fire a bullet this time, not going to quite connect, but I think that's enough. I think ZywOo said it. There's one close, pushed up ramp, they don't want to contest it, and so we slow right down. And pull all that utility out of Astralis. That's a molly flash thrown already.
You can see Glaive is trying to back up Zipex any way he can here. He's in a really compromised position. I don't think he survives this one unless Glaive can save the day. He's up against the AWP now. ZywOo will have to take his scope away. He's in a lot of trouble here. Astralis have found a round out of nothing. It looked like they were absolutely done for there, but the flashbangs, the timing, somehow it all works out. The kills they choose are so precise at that point, leading only the AWP. All of a sudden, Zipex gets the advantage, but not for long. It's a 3-on-2.
Bombs on Shocks. Little later to the party. RPK is going to try and take this site. He's only got a Molotov, no smoke for the cross on Jens and Device. He's inflicting some damage, but taking some as well. All members of Astralis beneath 50 HP. A bullet will do.
I feel like Vitality have got this. It looks too good for them. Such low HP. An MP9 for Zipex as well. The Molotov deployed. That might even take a player down here. It's
okay.
Where was the damage? Oh my goodness. Well, a 2-on-2 now. No kits available, of course. This is a back and forth run to say the least. No bullets connecting there.
Bodies aren't hitting. Bullets aren't hitting. I don't think they're just going to back away from this one. I think everyone's accepted. You know what? This round is not the one. Vitality quite the opposite, though. Bomb plant and RPK, a crucial frag onto Dupree. A little perhaps overextended for that kind of circumstance, but he catches that AWPer and takes the site.
Wow. It looked like Astralis had done more than enough there, but the round crumbles around them. In towards B. Vitality with the high HP there, meaning Astralis couldn't really challenge them either plant. Great utility usage towards the end of the round. The Molotov really segregated them. They're going to have to save the AWP and the Creek, which is absolutely fine. They're going to play for overtime. It's a bitter pill to swallow, that's for sure. You don't want to be giving that sort of round away, but you've got to look at the bigger picture sometime, and this will be the final timeout now from Astralis. As we mentioned, they save a lot of heavy weaponry here. Vitality will obviously reinvest into the round as well as they coordinate their final push here. How can they close this map out and get a clean 16-14? They do not want to go to overtime here, but if ever there's a team to pull it off, Astralis might be the ones.
One round away from Vitality securing a third map. It's Nuke, for those of you wondering what we get to see, and this is the success. You said they pulled it from nowhere. That spray from Glaive, just enough to find the frag onto Alex, and then ZywOo, he felt the pressure of that MP9. This was the frag I was talking about, though. RPK's first catch onto Dupree gets him into the site. A second onto Zipex confirmed the round. But can they pick up the map? It's time. Round 30, overtime or Nuke. Those are your options, and they're going for the big BDA. I can't say that on broadcast. Going for some rather fast play, straight towards the B site. Charging it.
Well, it's the UMP to strike first, and it's going to be the Krieg in tandem there. We are going to see the B bomb site open, though. Alex just makes his way towards it. Could be the double kill here, as he does so much damage. This could be the map in itself. They can't find any footing at all, but Mages through the smoke will strike back. Bomb to be planted, but HP so low on Zipex here as Device rotates him the AWP. Not an ideal weapon here.
They're all coming from the same direction. That Molotov looks fantastic and not deep enough. Would have kept 2 of them at bay, and now instead, pressure mounting. ZywOo's not ready for his flank. It's not being held. It's all onto Apex. So good, but not enough. Overtime. Astralis, they make it happen.
There was a slight gap there in this smoke. They had no idea they'd already passed the Molotov at that point. It's the MP9 threading the needle. Zipex can't believe his luck. He's found a Apex there. Low HP in front of him. Manages to take him down. That's the opening they required, and they've reset everything now. We're going to overtime. 16K, MR3. It'll be Astralis to remain on the CT side. That was the push there. You could see Apex had, or ZywOo, I should say, had no idea he was going to be coming through, and Apex to go down in the end as well. I don't know how they pulled that one off, but they've done it. They've reset everything here, and now they get a nice, healthy buy going to the first round of overtime. A double AWP set up for Dupree and Device, just what you want to see. And we'll see what the response is from Vitality. ZywOo will pick up the sniper as well. Currently sat at 17 kills. I think that's been for a while now.
Yeah, perhaps taking somewhat of a slowdown. But our first round sees a very different duel. A fight in middle that Glaive has no issues winning. Didn't need his partner in crime behind him, Magisk. But Apex looking to entry and already gets the info on towards Zipex, and Molotov will swiftly follow. Pulls out the smoke into a more defensive stance for Astralis. Glaive in support, but rather far back. And already losing one of the many prongs of this defense. Device, however, makes it clear that there is more on short. What? Magisk was ready for the boost of B from the T side, no less, and the first goes the way of the Great Danes.
Yeah, from way downtown, long-range spray from Mages there. Looks very, very crispy indeed, and that's going to be around confirmed for Astralis there. I like that from Glaive. Found his confidence now, knowing they've got the reset there. They finally got some heavy weaponry to work with, pushing towards middle, and that's where Shocks will be on the default there. Manages to take him down, and no utility deployed whatsoever. Just a nice change up there as we enter overtime. See, Shocks didn't see that coming at all, and Device holding strong once again at AWP. Fantastic on this map, always seems to deliver as he gets 26 frag, but his Mages at the top, the anchor of B with 27.
That aggression, first it was Glaive, now Dupree, he went for not only the peak, but the drop straight down. He had the teammate throw in the smoke to support him should he need to retreat, but not just yet. Instead, it's Zipex to go down. Apex continuing to find these first bloods. Missed shot from Dupree, catches him on the boost. The nade won't do too much, but
yes, it will.
Never mind. Jeez Louise, I thought they'd back up into mid. The nade went deep. And so did Dupree, 58 and 52 respectively for the Vitality members, hit by that rather wise $300 investment. There's no way Apex can win this without some form of utility, but look at what remains. It is going to be in the hands of himself. Perhaps going to have to set them up. ZywOo from short, Norping presence, and Shocks just dry peeks into it. That's the bomb. That's a whole lot of info, and Astralis now will spring to life. Utility, oh, not quite the flash he was hoping for. The second time's the charm.
Yeah, they've regained control now, stabilizing somewhat there. With the flashbang towards short, they've confirmed there's not at least 3 Ts ready to bellow in, so we're going to see a 4-4, but that damage from the grenade at the start of the round is still rings true as we come to the final commitment here for Vitality. They'll smoke towards short, flash up. They have to commit here with 25 seconds. There's no one towards the B side of the map. Mages, bit of an off angle here. Baited out though by RPK, shoulder peek. Lovely work. It's given them some sort of access here, and Device might have to fall back with a boost.
Who said the veterans can't jiggle peek? And that's a shot from Dupree. Apex, grey screen, no issue. Bomb not down, 8 seconds. ZywOo's trying to find it, but Device is in the smoke. He's in the deagle, tags him up. 4 seconds, I don't know if he's got time.
No, he doesn't.
He's going to have to back away. And that's the round. A good frag. ZywOo keeping it going, and it's all for nothing. 17 to Astralis. Back-to-back rounds on their defense in overtime.
Right down to the wire there once again. Astralis holds strong after losing the first pick, no less as well. It's Device that gets them right back into the round. Strong pick towards the A-Ram, takes matters into his own hands, gets himself on top of those boosted boxes here, and starts hitting absolutely everything with Dupree. Fantastic work from the AWPs once again. The double orbs have found a lot of success today for Astralis, I have to say. On Overpass is impressive. This is one of the few teams that never actually had a double orb setup. They never did. It was part of the meta for so long, and now Dupree can bring this out. It's looking fantastic.
Does seem to have given him a new lease of life. ZywOo, however, does shut down the aforementioned AWP of Astralis, and with great success for split evenly now across the map for Astralis. And Zipex takes the gamble play. Could see he even preemptively holding that smoke. He knows he's going to have to drop it immediately upon Molotov's arrival. There are 2 in play for Vitality at this point.
They've had plenty of opening picks that have slipped by the wayside, Vitality, over both maps. Vertigo especially. Apex, though, has been very successful in pretty much all of his campaigns, and once again he is. The Kree connects to the head, but will they make the same mistake as Astralis? This position was overlooked so many times before. It might happen again here. Not a double cool lineup, the X-ray a little bit misleading there, but Zipex does find one back. Surely goes down into the AWP, which he will. ZywOo just about catches him. Now it's down to Glaive. It's going to be a 4 versus 2. He's down to 50 points of health here, unable to inflict any real damage in the final round here. It's looking good for Vitality.
Yeah, he's just trying to hope for some random shot through the smoke to connect, and well, he brought Apex low. But ZywOo does find his third actually, from that sandbags position. We were praising Dupree's AWP as he inspects it, but this one just for the style points.
Well, there we go. Final round, and indeed, just going to be looking to find a few kills, pad the stats. There's one. Pretty much all he's ever going to get. So nice work from Vitality. It wasn't a clean sheet there from Astralis. Great opening picks from Apex. Like, consistently getting them as well. It has to be said. Towards our ace out of the map, 20 kills to his name. Everyone's turning up. Like, this doesn't feel like there's any players on the server right now dropping off at all. It feels like everyone's kind of contributing and having their moments. This one from Zyro especially. That's a big kill towards Zipex. If he misses that one, they're in a lot of trouble. He continues that momentum. His orb's looking much sharper now, as we'll see him just find kill after kill. Extend his total as we'll move on now.
Zywoo waking up is going to be a very...
It was a couple of rounds ago, he said he's on 17. He's now on, what, 24?
Yeah. On the T side up, no less, where he finds that quad kill. But yes, if he's to wake up, and if we were to see 3, that's a very exciting prospect. Quiet on the first, and now definitely starting to find his voice in Vertigo. A 2-1 split, solid from Astralis on their defense, and they actually managed to pull both of those out with aggressive CT moves. Will Vitality take a similar page out of the book? It looks like the double AWPs that we've been having such a conversation about on one side are coming out on the other.
Well, here we go then. 1 round for series points. So all Astralis need is to confirm double overtime, and maybe even the series itself. HE's towards the top of the ramp here in terms of aggression. It's Zywoo. No open hand this time. He's got the M4. Trying to use the flames and smoke to do some damage initially, but nothing found just yet. So more of a default approach here. Dupree watching for the B push. It's actually 3 players towards the B side of the map. We've got Shoxy towards the middle window.
It's funny that, you know, Counter-Strike, it's always changing, but the ramp smoke it didn't have a counter, now it does. It's the boost in the corner over the top of it, stops the CT peak from Scaff and Sandbags. And now what will be the counter to the boost? I mean, that's just the world of Counter-Strike, and now back and forth, 4v4. With 70 seconds on the clock, there's absolutely no rush for the Astralis squad, but 3 members make it 4, all find themselves gathering towards ramp very early into this one.
Oh, this is great. Zywoo has been baited in real nicely here, and Astralis, twice already they've overlooked this position, it's costing them round. Will it happen again? I dare say it will.
Waits for it, and looking to strike. It's good damage, but it's not what he hoped for. Zipex down to 57, Glaive a little lighter. Huge shot, had to hit that one. And there's more where that came from. Alex knows there's more pressure. He can hear Glaive advancing, but this time the movement was too strong. Ends up wide, and that bomb could end up planted. Magisk is going to make sure of that.
2 versus 1. Great shot from Shoxy there. Magis, though, he hasn't missed many himself. Oh, he's done very well.
Ballsy.
He's done very well indeed to get in this position. They have no idea.
RPK coming from ramp, but Shox, he is none the wiser that there is a bit of a fly in the ointment. Never mind. Quick reactions. And they save the day. Vitality fight on. 17-17, equalizing at our first overtime of our second map today.
It looked like Magis had done enough there. Like, the fact he snuck by just as Shoxy was repositioning from heaven, but fantastic awareness from him, can't argue with that. Managing to get the defuse in there. You won't see many kits in overtime on the CT side. You won't see many helmets either, especially if you lose that first round. But regardless, they will hold up to an AK-47, the AWP. Alex, it's a very crucial shot there towards short. He missed a second, but luckily for him, Shoxy made up for it towards that upper ramp. So nice work from him. Just aware of the prospect of heaven and manages to take him out of the equation there. So we get into round number 5 for a couple to go. Who will be posting map point first, and in Astralis' case, series point.
Pressure mounting with every round. Still inseparable. It went 12-12, 13-12, and we continued, and now all the way, locking horns at 17 apiece. Some shots towards the ladder room, not quite going to connect. Nobody home from Astralis, but those walls are made of paper. Does seem like Alex is the one that's been given the AWPing Scaff responsibilities over Zywoo, and he's managed to go 1-for-1. Who that benefits? Many would say Astralis, but aggression this time. Mid-round, B aggression from the French. We've been talking about this a lot during regulation, but towards A is where the commitment comes, and Zywoo having no issue for the first. It's Device again. consistently lining them up, knocking them down. Shox does the same and traded. 2v2 as the bomb goes down.
This is so even right now. Everyone's hitting their shots. They're all playing very well off each other. It's coming right down to the wire as Apex gets one through the smoke. It's leaving dupreeh now in the 2v1 situation, but he has got the AWP. Misses the crucial shot there.
There he is.
Wants to drop the Molotov if possible here, just before the defuse comes in, but there is a smoke down for now. Needs to be very careful indeed, taking so much damage. His last chance is to get that Molotov on towards the bomb. It looks like the defuse is coming in already, but are they ready for this? A smoke down. That was his opportunity. Bomb to be defused. It's map point for Vitality. A great round though from both teams. It comes right down to the individual duels there, and it will be Vitality coming out on top.
Ooh, a chance to take us to a third. Vitality, one shot before Astralis take it back to another overtime. They did it once, they can do it again. Device, let's see his second one. I want to see it for that from his POV, just as Zywa was tucking in.
Everyone's peeking right now. There's trading blows.
Fight.
Yeah, no one's missing many shots at all. It's really quite exciting. So we go for a double AWP setup here. Not for Zywa, it was for Shox and Alex, no less. So we will see a change of setup here at map point. Will it be one that works out for him? Time will tell.
This really is requiring you to take those early fights. Should Astralis get access to the site, it is going to feel like almost all said and done. Going to have to keep them at arm's length. Closing in on 30 now. Device looking for that final frag. Completely often idolized fragging total. Admittedly, this time in overtime. Bullets through the wall. Nothing too much to write home about yet from the Astralis campaign towards A. We do see the Molotov trying to flush Saiwu into a more passive line. And then we're going to hit that one. Short does seem to be the main target of affection. Doesn't matter if Magisk is flash. He still holds down the button. And one boy does go down. A second as well. Magisk looks like he's done enough, but the flames from Alex trying to equalize, and he's managed to do it all. Double kill from Alex, and he gets away with the smoke.
It's enough. We'll see whether they can rotate back into position. That's a big shot that doesn't land here. There's an opportunity for Astralis to make their way towards the bomb site, especially the Molotov going down in such a strong position here. That should enable a plan. And now already flanks coming through. Apex still towards B. Bomb to go down, looking for double overtime here. Advantage Astralis, they have one Molotov remaining, no smoke on the CT side, and a double AWP to retake here. Remember, Shox is the one who chose to pick up the AWP here, and the final round of overtime.
Looks like he's thrown it away. I think he's found an M4 somewhere, so that does give them a real shot. No smoke for this Molotov, though, and that's going to be problematic. They do have kits, they can wait it out, and they can start to frag in the meantime. One gone, dupreeh's fallen, Zipex and Glaive left to take us to a second overtime. And Alex is already on the defuse, fakes it out as his teammate falls. Just onto Alex, he has to be the hero. He's hit another, on for the ace clutch, but no time. And it looks like overtime has been completely secured. A very happy Zipex on the hunt, and we're going to a second.
We certainly are. There it is. It all comes right down to the wire once again, but we will see Astralis just about stick the landing there. It's going to be a scrappy finish, and Alex did absolutely everything he could there to hit those shots, deny them access toward the bomb site, but the final execution there just way too powerful. The Molotov at the back, and this is where the round really shifted. A blind kill from Mages there, taking down Zywu, pushes the flames. He goes down to them in the end. Alex gets a couple there. The bomb goes down. It's the pistol to close things out. He does get the frag, but there wasn't quite enough time to even think about a defuse there as we drew the reset once again. As Astralis now starting on the T side, Device vaults through the smoke and flashes towards middle, and we're making his way towards the bomb site itself. Apex will go down in response.
It just feels like a different game now. We've got to overtime. Yep. Everyone's just holding W in pursuit of the W. Smoke's off the line that Shox was holding. Anticipating the boost. But for now, they freeze. They have the man advantage. The 60-second mark, some CT utility lands in middle. Will give Astralis the conversation. Then it will be relatively unguarded, but just a sound cue for now, nothing more.
Very different pace now.
Just as we felt like we'd cracked the overtime pace. Astralis presents something very different. Silence across the map. 30 seconds, and they haven't even taken ramp yet, Henry. Anti-flash and connects. Brilliant from Alex, and now backs away safely. This could spiral though, because Magisk has the flank. They were ready for this, or at least Alex is, with shots like that. A smoke as well, the hero that Vitality need. He's going aggressive! He kills the bomb carrier, but Magisk has got time to plan.
Another clutch opportunity for Magisk here. 2 versus 1, Krieg in hand. First shot absolutely connects it, but he didn't anticipate ZywOo to be there so quickly. Such a crucial round there, right down to a 1 versus 1. Once again, ZywOo versus Magisk. They're both playing incredibly well, and so is Alex, to be fair to him. 3 kills of the AWP once again on that A side. You can see why they give him that responsibility.
Yeah, he's obviously just had the conversation saying, guys, I actually feel really comfortable with this weapon on this site. That shot, straight raw aim, but he went aggressive onto Zipex. The presence of mind to throw this immediately, underhand the smoke, and go aggressive, hearing the steps on ramp, assuming that's the bomb carrier. He was trying to win the round right there and then. 19 for Vitality. They take back the lead. It's time for the second round of our second overtime on the second map of the second day. There you go. That's enough seconds. And, well, 1 minute 45 on the clock.
1-0 down. Astralis will be focusing towards the A ramp once again. Molotov towards sandbags, but they need to remember that can be readdressed by the CTs. It's cost them a couple of rounds so far. It's been a long old map here in double overtime. Pace has changed back and forth. This time, a slower approach once again. Not much pushback from the CTs here towards A, but Alex, another brilliant shot though. Quick response from Magisk. The main protagonist towards this adventure towards A, time and time again. We'll see now if they want to fall back. It's going to cause a rotation for sure. I can see maybe a boost coming in from ZywOo and Apex. They are both at the back boxes right now. Shox, he's done this many times before. The great flanks, but this time detected 1 HP. Surely he can't survive. He knows that he's low. Device will have to spam that Deagle while blind. Shox is just praying for dear life here, hoping he can just stay in towards that ladder position. And RPK once again showing us how strong he is towards the
Did they forget what this man can do on B? They're coming back to the RPK domain. It's all on him. And double kill is all he finds. Bomb loose to be retrieved. And let's not forget that Shox was brought down to 1. It's ZywOo that has to do the heavy lifting. Bomb yet to be picked up, and now doesn't look like it's on the back of Device, but not rushing this plant. Instead, looking to just investigate where these loose threads are. It was Shox eliminated. That full health didn't last too long, or rather that short amount of health didn't last. And so 19-19, we trading rounds as always, it seems, here on Vertigo, Henry.
Absolutely. Astralis, great mid-round calls there, managing to get their way back in towards B. You did mention that RPK has been playing incredibly well, but the spacing is what eluded him this time. You can see they've got too many players on top of each other. The Deagle comes out for Device, and he will be shutting the round down with the Krieg to close things out there. 19-19 or 1-1 in double overtime here, and we will see Alex back on the AWP. Probably the strongest AWP showing I've seen from him ever, to be honest. I've seen him dabble with it a few times in double AWP setups, but he really is leading the charge here towards the A side of the map and looking very convincing indeed.
He certainly is, and a change-up of pace from Astralis is going to catch him off guard, but it seems that ZywOo can't do enough. How does Device always hit it? Another one added to his tally. 32 for him, 35 for Magisk. They have just, between the two of them, been the angels of A on that T side take. Multi-kills, just taking it in turns. Shox is going for the aggressive line. We saw Zipex thrive here on his turn, but the jiggle doesn't pay off. Great work from Shox, but at what cost? Down to 14, can't do much more, but his teammates can draw the crosshair in the right direction. Apex can punish, 2v2. And we are likely to see things slow, if not just for a moment. Dupree's crawling scaff. Where's his friend? Up towards the sandbags. And Apex, this seems a little audacious, but I think he lands the dink before he goes down. Doable.
RPK now. Alone in the 2-on-1, but the damage has been inflicted as Dupree and Device, known for their clutch ability, working in tandem together, and it yields yet another round there. Device, he closes things out, and you're right. The shot he's hitting so far, it don't even look possible. We're seeing it from his enemy's POV, and he somehow finds an inch, somehow gets the headshot every single time when his teammates look like they've been removed from the equation. This is the one I was talking about. ZywOo felt like he'd outpositioned him, outplayed him, but no. Device does it once again as Astralis take the lead 20-19. No timeouts available anymore. That doesn't reset, so we're just going to have to keep on trucking here as we'll find ourselves in a double AWP setup again. Dupree and Device this time once more.
5 mollies, 5 smokes. Should Vitality take their time about this one, they could get locked out. Aggressive warping from Zywoo, and if Glaive does challenge from Crane, that would be exactly how he punished, but you can see, oh, it's so rehearsed, all of that. Doesn't expose himself to any of the AWP lines, the pre-fire lands square in the jaw of Alex, one of the most influential players, down to 15.
Yeah, that's great stuff from Glaive. He's actually landed the grenade towards Zywoo as well, so he's done a boatload of damage, he hasn't even seen anyone yet. Does he continue with it though? Needs to be very careful. He gives him this kill for nothing. At least he's done damage on top of that, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, which has pretty much been every single situation in overtime so far. No one can get a convincing lead in terms of manpower. We haven't had many clutches though, 1 versus 3 or anything like that. It's always 2-on-2 or 1-on-1s.
Absolutely. Just keep trading back and forth. Advantage. Vitality could be taken away any minute now as a re-aggress from Zipex despite his low HP. Perhaps that's what inspired him to try and catch them with the element of surprise. Did so, and now Astralis closing in on the 21st. To change it, Shox, RPK, and Alex walking up the ramp, but Zipex wants to fight.
Oh, the Molotov might be coming in though. Alex lining it up. He's actually using it towards short instead. So they will have to check the sandbag position there. They know more than anyone it can be a powerful spot.
Only one exposed is Alex, perhaps conscious. But he goes down, and now his team has to react, and you can see the smoke from Zipex anticipating a Molotov, but it's not going to avoid the nade. 2v3, 15 seconds. They really have to find a frag fast, and Astralis, you know they're not going to give it to them. Instead, on the cross, Device doesn't quite hit the shots he needed to, but Magis seems to be doing everything else. Shots, just a chance to breathe, but it will be the end of it all. Astralis securing it with a nice defuse. 21 on the board, and Vitality running out of chances, running out of options.
Yeah, they certainly are. Astralis now 1 round away from completing this. We'll see whether it's possible as we get into round number 5. They're going for the double AWP setup once again. It's Magis who's doing a great job. I thought this was the opening point for Shox. If he missed that initial spray and he goes down, there was a real chance he could win that one. But here we are, 21-19. Astralis looking for the 2-0. We see the AWP in the hands of Zywoo this time on the T side, just to note that. And need both these rounds. Vitality made their way towards A once again. Same smokes going down. It's been very interesting this side of the map. Zipex waits for the HE grenade, switches over to the incendiary, just to push them back here. Damage puts towards Magis because he is the one to hold towards that A round this time.
Oh, this is such a fantastic game of Vertigo. I feel like you could just go through all of this, watch every POV of both teams and learn something. Everyone's on their A game as well, just back and forth as you've described it.
Yeah, Vertigo for me, like, sure, it might not be the most compelling map in terms of Counter-Strike, but the kind of initiative we're seeing from these teams and these new ideas that are coming to the forefront at every single tournament, like, it's evolving. It's getting very interesting now. It's a very unique map. I think it's great to spectate.
Sound Q as well, down to 44. Very effective use of their nades, and it's more where that came from. You can see they're lining up the deeper one to force Magisk into the site even further. He's opting to play around that smoke while it still lingers. Zipex, no Molotov for short. It's only bullets and a flash. That's all he can throw down towards the hot spot. But great shots. Apex gone, and his teammate was just a little too far behind, leaping through the sky, still down. Great fragging from Magisk, just 2 frags away from Astralis doing it in 2. To change things is Shox. He does get the smoke down. Does he get the bomb down? To cover is RPK. 4 versus 2 to survive. He's missed his first shots, not the second, but likely traded from the sniper's roost. It's Dupree to connect.
And here he comes to close things out potentially. Shox in a 1 versus 3. Not going to work out for him. And there we have it. It is going to be Astralis closing things out in a 2-0 manner. But that's going to be the game of the tournament so far for me. That was a great map and a great series as well. Vitality showed up. You can't say they didn't. Although Zywoo was quiet on the first map, they could have really used him there. Great performance from Astralis overall. Both teams matching up quite nicely. And I'm sure you're going to see a lot more from Vitality this tournament.
Yeah, I think Alex is a standout for me. I'm very, very excited at the prospect of him showing that level of play versus a team like this at a tournament like this. Katowice, baby. It's the second day and already the game's delivering. Astralis take it in 2, and up next we're going to have the desk breaking it all down, explaining exactly how that ridiculously long game of Vertigo ended up going the way of the Danes. We'll be back to break it down, and of course Fnatic Na'Vi is on the way as well.
Tonight, turn it up with 11 flavors so intense your dinner won't know what hit it. And neither will you.